plugged in, so works out good.
It's time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So brings up Trevor Mattson. Mattson, big day with the shillelagh. 2 doubles for him. That thing is a shot to left field. Back goes the left fielder, all the way back to the wall, and that's a home run! Trevor Mattson, home run, 370 feet. He is fired up, look at him. That kid is pumped. He has been jacking the ball all night. 2 doubles, and there's a home run. Wow. Double, and home run. What a night for Trevor Mattson.
3-2 pitch, hit hard,
yes,
down the
sir.
first base line, fair. 2 runs will score as Riley's around first. He's headed to second. It's a stand-up 2-run double, and 5 are on the board for the Hastings Sod Busters here in the 6th.
Matt Hallbeck comes up now. Hallbeck chance to be the hero here. The Busters can walk it off. That one into left center field. That's going to do it right there. Walk off. Matt Hallbeck with the walk-off. And the Busters win it as Tyrell scores the winning run. 2-1 your final. That is the clutch hit. This could be the winning hit. And it is. The runner's going to score. Busters win it. They win the series. Look, 4 hits in the game for Cameron McClure. And there he is right there. I called it. He needed a hit. There's 1 run in. Jackson's coming. Here's another plate. Dawson to the plate. And he is safe. Busters score 2 on it. Nice base running. Jackson and Dawson on their horses. Back up the middle. Again, another hit from McGuigan. Somebody get this guy a bucket of water. He's on fire.
Sodbuster Baseball is on the air.
All right, good evening, everybody. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein along with you from Duncan Field as we get set for a couple games against the Western Nebraska Pioneers from McGarring, Nebraska. Happy to have you along. Western Nebraska having a very good year, and Hastings have a good year as well, so it should be a fun couple of days. The last day of the first half of the Independence League is tonight right here at Duncan Field. So that's going to be a good one. Looking at the games last night, well, Fremont took both games at home against the Sod Busters, and both of them looked like very winnable games, but just couldn't get the hits when they needed them. Busters dropped the first one 2-1 against Fremont. And, of course, they only played 7 innings on a doubleheader on the first game, so that one only went 7 innings. Maybe if they would have won a couple more, they would have got more. Who knows? In that game, though, Garrett Kennedy was the only one with multiple hits, as Busters had 7 hits in the game, but only able to get in 1 run. They did strike out a total of 8 times. Look at their pitching last night. J.T. Cafferty pitched the entire game for him. Well, he's the only one listed anyways. They have 6 innings for him. He only gave up the 2 earned runs. Struck out 3, walked only 1 guy, so not a bad performance. Again, the bats were just kind of silent for them, and we saw that against the last couple games of the Nebraska Prospects as well. So game number 2 last night against Fremont looks like this one. It was a little more high-scoring game. 19 runs in the game, but Fremont winning that one 10-9. Winning pitcher was Ben Higdon. Losing pitcher was Danny Garcia. In that one for the Busters, again, Garrett Kennedy with 2 hits. He had he had a home run. Dallin Quigley had a home run on the game. That was fun to hear. Who else? Blake Scott had 2 hits in the game, and 3 RBIs for Dallin Quigley. It was a 3-run homer that he hit in that game. Busters end up having 7 hits in the game, scoring the 9 runs. Did strike out 9 times. Pitcher for that one was Braden Mackey. He started the game and gave up 2 earned runs. And then Ryan Jacobs came in, and he had a rough night at the office, giving up 7 runs, 5 of those earned, with Danny Garcia somehow taking the loss on 1 inning. He gave up 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Excuse me, 8 strikeouts total for Sodbuster pitching in the game. But you look at that game, and the Busters had a chance to do some more with. They left 6 on base. They were quite a ways ahead. When I tuned in last night, it was like 7-2, 7-3, something like that. And I looked back, and it was tied 9-9, and then Fremont ended up getting 1 run on that one. Actually, both games last night were 7 innings, it looks like. So able to get another run and pull ahead of that one. It pretty much took the Sodbusters' chance of playoffs, for at least for the first half, out of the picture there. But they'd like to come back and do some damage here against Western Nebraska Pioneers as North Platte's creeping up the rankings there as well, and could help them out if nothing else. So we'll talk more about that as well, and we'll talk to Steve Stein and get his interview. And we have an interview that Steve's talked to the very cool, the very interesting Manny Herrera. If you've never heard Manny speak about him, and I learned some things about him as well, we'll have that coming up. This is the Sod Buster pregame show.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Any lot, set, hut! Announcing the Nebraska Lottery's Lucky for Life ticket snap. Start to play by purchasing a Lucky for Life ticket by July 26th and enter the voucher number for a chance to win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets, regular season tickets, single game tickets, or a weekend football experience. It's our Lucky for Life ticket snap promotion, and it's 100 yards of fun. Lucky for Life top prize odds 1 in 30 million.
The Adams County Visitors Bureau is the perfect place to start your Hastings experience. Hastings is the birthplace of Kool-Aid. See the Kool-Aid exhibit at the Hastings Museum along with many other exhibits and a planetarium. Enjoy the historic housing district, strolling through downtown parks, and beautiful shops. Whether you're visiting or you live here, the Adams County Visitors Bureau will help you find what you're looking for, from places to eat, things to do and see, to places to stay. Ask the Adams County Visitors Bureau at visithastingsnebraska.com.
It is the Sod Buster Spotlight as we get a chance to hear from Manny Herrera, relief pitcher for this Hastings team. Now, Manny, I guess talk about how the summer's gone for you. You didn't pitch in the spring. Tell us a bit about your spring at York College and how it's gone for you in the summer.
Okay, these past years I didn't play because I was trying to get eligible for NCAA, but for some stuff like with my credits, I didn't get it on time and everything, so I couldn't get eligible. So what I did was work hard and go to school and keep going.
And now the summer, getting a chance to pitch a little bit. Did it take a while to kind of get back in pitching form?
Yeah, this took a little bit longer than what I thought, but yeah, my arm is getting better now. I'm doing my recovery. The coach is helping me a lot with my shoulders and everything. So I'm happy to be back in the mound.
And your last two outings in particular, working a scoreless ninth inning in the previous one, come out against the Prospects. I know battling through an error, a hit batsman and a walk, but putting up a 0, does that give you a little bit of confidence moving forward?
Yes. The coach always tell me that just focus in the next hitter. Also, when I'm in the mound, my thing is I just think like in the next pitch. So doesn't matter what happened in the last pitch, I just going for the next one.
We're talking with Manny Herrera, came from Panama to York College. Talk a little bit about that journey. How did you hear about York, Nebraska from Panama?
Yeah, it was pretty hard journey. First, I was playing in the Panama League first, so I get some scout from Tennessee. He saw me play and he bring me here to play summer ball in Tennessee first. So I did really good this year and I get an offer from Conner State. They offer me a full ride. I say, why not come here and study? So after that, I done with my JUCO and went to York College. They offer me scholarship. So I keep studying and doing my stuff there. Yeah, that was pretty much all.
And now, moving on from York College, it sounds like there's going to be a new college in your future. Tell us about that.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, I just got a call from Point Park University to play there next year. So it's in Pennsylvania. I'm going down my school over there and pitch one more year. That's going to be my senior year, so I will try to do my best.
Point Park University, what level is that? Is that an NCAA Division II school, NAIA? What's Point Park?
They are top 20 in NAIA. They are a pretty good team. They are being a lot World Series and everything, so I'm going to try to stay focused and do my best there.
Talking with Manny Herrera, is going to be headed to Point Park College. He's a member of the Hastings Sod Buster pitching staff. Tell us a bit about the academics. You say you got one more year in school. What are you majoring in?
Well, I'm a major in business administration. Yeah, it's going to be my senior year in school. I have 2 more years for play baseball, but I think I'm going to get my degree. And after baseball, if I don't get anything, life keeps going.
And as far as the business degree, do you have a plan for that? Have you thought about what you'd like to see yourself doing?
Yes, because I'm a musician too, so I want do a music school for kids and everything. So that's my plan after done with baseball in college is teach music.
You mentioned, so are you getting an education degree as well?
Oh, I was in the conservatory in Panama, so I already done with the music already. So when I get here, my plan was study a little bit about business and everything for get more knowledge to everything. Trying to do that, just teach kids music and do my best.
What's your music specialty? Do you play an instrument? Do you sing? What's Manny Herrera's big musical specialty?
Yeah, when I was 8 years old, I started playing drums. So drums for me is like my best instrument. But when I went to the conservatory, I saw a lot of guys playing piano and everything. So I started learning a little bit piano, guitar, and bass, and that's like my hobby. That's what I do every day. Besides baseball, when I go back home, it's just focusing music.
Talk with Manny Herrera. Really need to hear about his life and what he's going to be doing in the future. And you mentioned the fact that once you finish up school, is the plan to go back to Panama? Would you like to see yourself in the States? Where would you like to see yourself long term for Manny Herrera?
I really want to go back to Panama. I stay with my family. So I don't know. I never know what can happen. Today I can say I want to go back, but years later maybe I get the opportunity here for the music or baseball. So I don't know yet. But right now I really want to go Panama. I stay with my family over there.
What's it been like in terms of lifelong relationships in the States? Have you built a lot of friendships that you think will carry on regardless of where you're at?
Yes, here in Sod Busters, kids are fun. I get a lot of fun here. That's why I played last year, and when the coach say if I want to play this year again, I say yes. It's I don't know, it's different. It's something different that every state. Kids here are fun. It's baseball too. People like support a lot the players and everything. They cheer you on a lot, so I like here.
Manny Herrera, we appreciate him joining us. He's our Sod Busters Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
It's fun to hear from Manny. I had no idea he played drums, so that's a cool deal to know that he's going to do that and he can teach music. I told him after the game, I talked to him and I was like, hey, I play drums, and his eyes got big. And I said, yeah, I've played for about 25 years. He says, you have to have me over. You have to have me over to play drums. Well, I live about an hour away, Manny, but that would be cool. We could jam out. If he can play other instruments, I'll let him get on piano or something because pretty much I can do a little bit of guitar and sing, but drums is about it for me. So that would be fun to have a little jam session with Manny Herrera. That would be fun to have. Let's take a look at your starting lineups here for the visiting Western Nebraska Pioneers. And Pioneers will send out this lineup. Is Eric Smelko is your center fielder. Jace Jeremiah is batting second at second. Alex Zerfus is in right field batting third. Declan Weisner is your catcher batting cleanup. Isaac Lopez is at shortstop batting fifth. PK Walsh batting sixth playing left field. Batting seventh, Bryce Allman is your DH. Batting eighth is Ryan Callahan at first base, and batting ninth is Steve Hom, the third baseman. With the pitcher tonight is Gunnar Nartker. So again, for the Pioneers and manager Antonio Garcia, this is his lineup. Smelko, Jeremiah, Zerfus, Weisner, Lopez, Walsh, Allman, Callahan, and Hom. For your Hastings Sod Busters, Luke Bay has a little bit different lineup tonight. So it has Garrett Kennedy, who was on fire at the Fremont series last night. He is back at the top of the lineup. He is in center field. Trevor Matson batting second tonight. Moved up. He is at third base. Sawyer Duddleson is your DH batting third. Jacob Watson at first base batting cleanup. Danny Garcia at second base batting fifth. Dallin Quigley had a 3-run homer yesterday. He is batting sixth. In left field batting seventh is Fred Bond. The catcher batting eighth is Tyson Gertis. In right field batting ninth is Tegan Itamiya, the shortstop, with Jake Schroeder on the hill. Again, for the Busters, it is Kennedy, Matson, Duddleston, Watson, Garcia, Quigley, Bond, Gertis, and Tamiya. Happy to have you along here, the Independence League. You take a look at the standings. As I said, the Busters don't have a chance of winning the first half, but you look at the overall, and North Platte is right there. North Platte is leading the division here in Nebraska land, Steve, and they're up by a half game on Western Nebraska Pioneers. So right now, Hastings could play spoiler.
Yep. If the Sod Busters win, North Platte is the first half champion. If Western Nebraska wins, we're not sure, as we'll try to get clarification. If they go by head-to-head series, Western has beaten North Platte like 4 out of 6 times. So I think if Western wins, if they go straight head-to-head, Western's probably the first half champion.
Fremont Moo only a game back as well, but Hastings 2.5 and Prospects 3. The other division was decided a couple nights ago. Badland Big Sticks will go to the playoffs. They lead that division 16-11 is their record. Then Kenny Spuds only game and a half back. That's a good one for them. Spearfish Sasquatch in third place at 6 games back. 6.5 is Casper Horseheads, and Gym City Bison are 8-21, having a little tough go there in their inaugural season with the Independence League, and they're 9 games back. So could be interesting. Like I said, Hastings out to play spoiler tonight for that. It's a beautiful night for baseball. Warmer than it was here a few nights ago, but we're ready to play.
Tremendous games yesterday in the Independence League, and you just love the parity at the top. I mean, during the 4 seasons of the Expedition League, it seemed like you had a couple of teams who were just so dominant, and you were running down the records. I mean, nobody is more than 6 games over 500. I guess North Platte 7 games over 500, but for the most part, you win 2 out of 3, and you're going to be right there and a chance to vie for the title. And the games involving these teams yesterday in Western Nebraska and North Platte, what could have been the battle for first place, it certainly put the Plainsmen in position to win. That was a 3-2 win for the Plainsmen over the Pioneers, each team scoring a run in the 8th. And then the Plainsmen shutting it down in the 9th to get a win. And you talked about it earlier, the Sod Busters, a pair of 1-run games. J.T. Cafferty, outstanding effort on the hill, tossing a complete game, 6 hitters. Sod Busters actually out-hit the Moose 7-1 in that game, but left 7 in the contest. In the second game, totally different kind of game, a little bit of a slugfest, if you will. Sod Busters took a 6-1 lead, couldn't make it stick. The Moose coming back and getting the game-winning run in the bottom of the 7th.
Getting set for our national anthem here as we have a little young guy throwing out the first pitch. A little outside, but not bad. He got it about 55 feet.
He got it there.
There you go. That's probably better than I could have done at that age. So it's fun to see the kids out here doing that. Busters in their green uniforms tonight with the white pants, green pinstripes, and yellow and green socks. For the Western Nebraska Pioneers, they are in black jerseys with black hats, red bills, gray pants, and black stirrups. So is Andy going to be throwing out a pitch as well? We have 2 pitches tonight.
Yeah, how about this?
Let's see what Andy can do.
Andy Chase.
Here. Cubs fan.
Lefty.
I didn't know. Is he lefty?
Well, I don't know. He sure took the hill like he was going to throw it left-handed. He's lining up.
Wow, I had no idea Andy was
out of
left-handed.
the stretch.
You think you know somebody.
Ooh, it bounces in there. Maybe you should have tried it right-handed.
Yeah. You think you know somebody. No, I'm just kidding.
What a great statistician he does. A really good job, and we rely on him a lot.
Well, and he gets us the lineups ahead of time, and he's got a million things to do because he's the clubby as well. So besides getting uniforms and equipment and stuff, he's got all that, and he's here. I think the guy just sleeps here sometimes is what it seems like. Goes on the road with him as well. So let's do our national anthem. Brian Frew is our PA announcer tonight.
You ever tried knock at that?
One great nutrition and Go Hockey. Maybe that he and his shop are the exclusive nutritional supplement providers for the 2022 Hastings Sod Busters. One Great Nutrition is located just down the street on the corner of A and Burlington, open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Stop in and see what they could do for you. Tonight, our anthem will be performed by the Blue Hill Trio.
Their mics weren't working. I'm actually going to wait for the train to go. Jason Frew is waiting for it to pass. It's going to be take 2. And that's amazing. That is the first time that's happened in 5 years that the train happens exactly the right time. Now, the Blue Hill Trio with our national anthem.
Whose first and bright stars through the perilous
The Blue Hill Trio with the playing of our national anthem as we bring you Sod Buster Baseball. Hastings getting set to go against the Western Nebraska Pioneers as Hastings with a 4-game skid to fall to actually third place in the division. So it's been a rough go of it for Hastings here recently. And we talked about it. They had the opportunity to go actually fourth place in the division at 14-12 as they we were mentioning if they would have won the last 4, win the division, lose the last 4, finished fourth. That's how much parity there was in that Nebraska land division, and they try to just take it one game at a time and win here today, spoil it for Western Nebraska, and then set the foundation for the second half, which begins tomorrow when they'll take on the Pioneers again.
Yep, just playing spoiler today. Jake Schroeder taking the hill once again for the Sod Busters. It seems like it's just yesterday or a couple days ago that he pitched, but it's been a few days. Last time he pitched for Sod Busters was back on the 22nd, so it has been a little less than a week against the Moo. Jacob's record is 1-0, 3.22 ERA, 4 games, all starts, 22 and a third innings pitched, 25 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 14 hits he has given up. His last time he was outstanding, went 7 innings, gave up only 1 run and 1 hit, 4 walks, and struck out 8. That was the best performance of the year for him. Before that, he gave up 2 runs against Pioneers, and then no runs in 6 innings against the Prospects. That was a good outing as well. Struck out 10 in that one. And Sasquatch, to make his debut this year, he went 4 innings and gave up 5 runs in that one. So Jacob has just gotten better as he's gone along. He seems to have a little bit more confidence out there and mixing up his pitches.
And he's had terrible luck. If the recent starts are any indication, he will not get any run support today. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe I'd love to see Hastings come out and put a 5 spot on the board for him because he's thrown really well and should be 2-0, 3-0 at this point, but just has the 1 decision and 1-0 on the year.
All right, Jacob Schroeder taking his warm-up tosses for Antonio Garcia is the coach of the Pioneers, or Pios as they like to be called as well. The nickname Eric Schmelko, we're very familiar with him. Jace Jeremiah and Alex Zerfis will be the first 3 batters here. For the Sod Busters, around the infield, you have Trevor Matson at third, Tegan Tomia at shortstop, Danny Garcia at short, and Jacob Watson at first. Outfield left to right is Quigley, Kennedy, and Gertis, with the catcher as Fred Bond. Jake Schroeder. First pitch will be coming up here momentarily. He winds and delivers. It's in there for a strike. 90 degrees at first pitch. 10-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the south. So it's a little warm, a little humid, but a nice night for baseball. Could be worse. Here's the 0-1. And that one in there as well. Little breaking ball. 0-2. So I was talking to Jake the other night about his pitches, and he said, he had pretty much the fastball and the changeup, and he was working on the slider. And, boy, he really threw it at good times the other night. That one hit the shortstop. Tomia over. 1 full motion and not be able to get him. Smelko runs pretty well. And that is going to be an infield hit. First runners on here for the Pioneers.
Good job for Smelko just to put it in play and put it in the hole between third and short. Tomia did what he could, but infield single to begin the game. Good news is last 2 times we've seen the Sod Busters, they've had errors on the first batter. Well, the leadoff man's aboard, but at least it is a hit.
That brings up Jace Jeremiah, the second baseman for the Pioneers. Jeremiah is batting .348 on the season. Hails from San Mateo, California. That one popped high left center field. Quigley is got it. Thought for a minute he lost it in the sun, but that is a tough sun in left field. He does a great job out there, and that is 1 down. Ask a lot of players who've played left field here. Grant Schmidt, remember he played a lot of left field, and how bad that sun can be in left field here at Duncan Field at 6:30 at night. So that brings up Alex Zerfis, the right fielder, batting .288 is Zerfis. Jake Schroeder, 1 on, 1 out, top of the first. No score. Schroeder comes set against the righty, and they went upstairs, throw down the first runner back, keeping an eye there on Smelko. So Smelko led off with a single after being down in count 0-2. He stands on first base. A fly out a moment ago from Jace Jeremiah to left field. Smelko, I can't remember exactly how many years he's been on the team, but he's been there quite a few years for Western Nebraska. He has 3 stolen bases, does have a good lead at first base. floats in the curveball, and that one just misses. 1-0. Excuse me, 2-0. 2-0 here to Zerfus. Alex Zerfus, number 23. Right-handed batter against number 29, Jake Schroeder. Schroeder comes set, and that one a little high, 3-0. It's funny when Jake pitches, he tends to start the games in one of the two press boxes to either our left or right. And he's here sitting up there, and that's just what he does before the game. A lot of guys like to hang out in the bullpen or whatever, but he does that for a while until it's getting close to game time. Then he heads down. So it's just the way he does his thing. Get his mind set. Smelko leads off at first, and pitch in there taking all the way as a strike to Zerfus. Schroeder at the 8-pitch mark right now. 3.22 ERA for Jake. Extremely nice young man and one of the crowd favorites. That one up the middle. Tomia dives, trying to get he can't get anything, puts it in his pocket. He had a hard time holding on to it. He did stop it, which could save extra bases, and that's about all he can do on that one.
Great effort for Tomia just to keep it on the infield. The Smelko is off with the pitch, and I thought maybe that was going to be good news for the Sod Busters. That ball hit back up the middle because Tommy was kind of heading that way, but placed well enough to be another infield single here in the first.
Brings up Declan Weisner, and Tommy has told me himself he's a little more comfortable at second base, so he does play shortstop, but he likes second base better. 2 on here, 1 out, top of the first for the Pioneers. Weisner's pitch is fouled off and out of play on the first base side. So Weisner, then Lopez would be due up next. Still is 1 out. Busters could use a ground ball double play to get out of the inning. This Western Nebraska team has been very good this year. We talked about their record is 17-10. 4-game winning streak. Busters hoping to snap their 4-game losing streak. Fly ball to right field. Tyson Gertis camps under it in shallow rights. No chance for anybody to tag up. 2 down.
Big out there for Schroeder. Has a chance to get out of this with no damage done.
Tyson Gertis had a busy day at Fremont yesterday as well with the bat. Doing a good job out there. And always a good job fielding in the right field. Some of the catches he's made this year were unbelievable. So Jake Schroeder will face the 5th batter of the inning in Isaac Lopez, the shortstop. Lopez currently batting at 304 for the Prospects, or excuse me, for the Pioneers. How many times am I going to do that tonight? Isaac Lopez, pitch, and that one's upstairs.
Well, they don't help. Plainsmen, Pioneers, Prospects, all in our division. Yeah.
And Western Nebraska,
yeah,
and North Platte. So he goes to college UTRGV. And
you want me to tell you?
Yeah, what is that?
University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
Very nice.
Probably.
Hindenburg, Texas is where he's from. Do you know their mascot?
I would guess a teammate of Blake Burrows.
Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting.
Because Blake played there this past year.
Putting you on the spot. Mascot? There you go.
Nope, can't
Homework assignment.
Yep.
He's going to have to look it up now. 2 balls, no strikes in the meantime. Schroeder. This the 5th batter of the evening is Isaac Lopez. 2 on here for the Pioneers. No score. Top 1. Schroeder's pitch. And that one on the outside corner for a strike. Lopez didn't like it. First inning, you're still kind of developing your strike zone with the umpire. He's been very liberal on the corners of the plate. Not so much high on the plate, so you're still kind of figuring out where your strike zone's going to be. And pitch coming up here is hit into right field. That is a single. Gertis comes up with the ball. They're going to come up throwing. We could have a play at the plate. Watson cuts it off, and nothing doing. 1 in there for the Pioneers. It's 1-0.
Big single there for Isaac Lopez. Those 2 out hits can be killers. Smelko able to score, and Zerfus goes first to third on the play. So the Pioneers with the early 1-0 lead.
RBI single there for Lopez, and that's how important it was to send Smelko last time when the ball was hit to Tomia, because you really couldn't get him out at second. Couldn't get anybody out on that one the way it was hit. And now a run in and 3 hits this inning for the Pioneers. These guys are tough, as you know. Pitch coming up here. One ball, no strikes. Jake Schroeder just trying to get out of the inning with just the 1 run. And pitch is just a little off the outside corner. Goes to 2-0. So that was maybe another inch to the left. He might have got the call. They have, 2-0 there. I was going to say as the count, that one fell off. Now it's 2-1. So you had Smelko lead off the inning with a single, then Zerfus with a single, Isaac Lopez with an RBI single. You have Lopez standing at first base, Zerfus standing over at third base. 1 run in via Smelko's legs. And here's the 2-1 pitch coming up from Jake Schroeder against PK Walsh. And curveball, throw down to second base, and did they get him? No, it's safe. It was a good lead he had. The tag was kind of behind the second baseman. Garcia had to reach back behind him and tag him, and I think just that fraction of a second gave him the chance to be safe.
Good job for Garcia to get a hold of it and keep the tag applied, because I thought that maybe Lopez had overslid the bag, but not seen that way.
So now 3-1 here to Walsh, PK Walsh. Pitch coming up here from Schroeder is a ball. So 3 hits, a run, and a walk this inning. Not the start Jake Schroeder or the Hastings Sod Busters were hoping for.
Now just got to minimize the damage. Really need to get out of this, keep it at 1, and you'll feel okay about yourself. Get the offense going. I tell you what, if Western Nebraska gets a big hit here, they feel very good about themselves in this first inning.
Bryce Allman comes up from Oral Roberts University. He's a redshirt freshman. Tulsa, Oklahoma is where he calls home. Bases loaded here for the Pioneers. 7th man to reach the plate is Price over to first base. Second. They'll throw to first to get the out, and they leave 3 on. But 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on for the Pioneers. Busters coming up only with a 1-0 deficit. See what they can do here in the bottom of the first. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball. The Adams County Visitors Bureau is the perfect place to start your Hastings experience. Hastings is the birthplace of Kool-Aid. See the Kool-Aid exhibit at the Hastings Museum along with many other exhibits and a planetarium. Enjoy the historic housing district, strolling through downtown parks, and beautiful shops. Whether you're visiting or you live here, the Adams County Visitors Bureau will help you find what you're looking for, from places to eat, things to do and see, to places to stay. Ask the Adams County Visitors Bureau at visithastingsnebraska.com.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Caden Kirkak with you here on the broadcast. Caden does a great job running our cameras for us, and man of the hour, he just gets down there on the field and does all kinds of things as well. So Pioneers able to come up with a run on 3 hits, but they stranded 3, and Jake Schroeder got the pitch he needed on the ground out to second base. For Hastings this inning, it'll be Garrett Kennedy, Trevor Matson, and Sawyer Duddleston coming up.
Really, you look at it and you think, well, I gave up 3 hits, but Jake Schroeder, victim of a little bad luck. 2 infield singles set the stage for that run, and a really good job for him to battle back after he issued the walk to load the bases to get out of it with only the 1 run allowed.
So Garrett Kennedy, terrific right fielder, will come up. He was 2 of 4 in the first game against Fremont yesterday, and let me try to get you one for the second game here. Here we go. Box score for him for the second one. He was 2 of 4 as well, both in the leadoff spot. So, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Couple RBIs in the second game yesterday.
Now, how about 2 home runs? Home run in each game for Garrett Kennedy. You had the 3-run shot from Quigley in the second. The first 3 home runs of the year for the Hastings Sod Busters, but both of the games went the way of the Fremont move.
You've got guys like Trevor Matson, Brandon Larson, Blake Scott, some of these bigger kind of buff, strong guys, and then you've got 2 skinnier guys like Garrett Kennedy and Dallin Quigley who had the home run. So it's just interesting. Fremont's not a very big park. A lot of home runs hit there. So Garrett Kennedy comes up. Busters down 1-0 here in the first. Nothing. They can come back from that. That's easy enough. Kennedy is batting .333 from Omaha. Born in Grand Island, Nebraska, not too far down the road. Usually has families out here about every night to watch. That one a little low.
Facing a right-hander, Nartker making his 4th appearance, his 2nd start, 11 innings, allowing 2 runs on 9 hits. He struck out 10 and hasn't walked anybody. Great control.
Wow. He's from Colorado Springs. Nartker is. Swung on and missed on that one. It's 1-1. So that's a good control if you don't walk anybody in that innings. 11 innings, that's pretty good. Only given up 2 runs all year, and that was his last time out against Prospects. That one right field, first base side, slicing out of play, and it will be about 3 feet away from the fence out of play.
Nartker, an ERA of 1.63, one of the top pitchers on one of the top pitching staffs. They have now moved up to 2nd place in team ERA at 4.26 behind Canyon County.
So 1 ball, 2 strike count here for Garrett Kennedy. And the 1-2 coming up. Outside, 2-2. Garrett, Matson, Duddleston will be due up here for the Sod Busters. If anybody should reach, then it would be Jacob Watson in the cleanup spot tonight. And it's funny, as good as swung on and missed, and down goes Kennedy. That's 1 strikeout. As good as Nartker has been, he is not in the leaders for the league.
Hasn't thrown enough innings.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah, he's because has been primarily reliever, making just his 2nd start of the year. Just hasn't compiled the innings. He does have a save for this team.
They do have Griffin Allen in the lead. We may see him tomorrow. Who knows? Right now comes up Trevor Matson batting in the 2nd spot tonight. 3rd baseman, and the pitch floats in there for a strike. The ball's 1 strike. Sawyer Duddleston will be due next. Busters trail 1-0, bottom of the 1st. Pioneers put 3 hits on the board, only able to score 1 run. And stepping off is Gunnar Nartker. Nartker, the right-hander, does come set this time against Matson, and pitch is right down Burlington Avenue for a strike. So 0-2 here to Trevor Matson. Usually Trevor almost never swings at the first pitch, but that time he took the 2nd pitch. Just didn't see it right out of the hand or something. Here is the 0-2. That one fouled off. Trevor perhaps a little late on the fastball. We'll do the 0-2 again. Come on out tomorrow, 6:35. First pitch. First game of the 2nd half of the season in the Independence League between your Sod Busters and the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Like to see your smiling faces out here. That one up high. Next chance to see the Busters after that will be July 4th. It's a 5:05 game.
Yeah, 5:05 start time, as North Platte will be making its first trip to Hastings to play the Sod Busters. Single game, and then another game on the 6th.
That one hit deep to left field. Back there is giving chase is Walsh. It's hanging up there a little too long for it to fall, and that is going to be a long fly out by Trevor Matson.
Wind blowing in, that certainly didn't help, and where fly balls go to die, left field, center field here at Duncan Field.
Yeah, Walsh was playing about halfway, so he had to run pretty good to get to that, but it just hung up there long enough for him to get underneath it. So Sawyer Duddleston will come up. Duddleston in the 3rd hole tonight. And for Sawyer, he is batting .444 on the season. Sawyer's the DH tonight. We've seen him usually in the outfield, but he is the DH.
I think that's a great spot. I mean, you've got tremendous outfield depth, and for him to get more swings, the guy who's hitting well over 400, need to have him hitting and really get your best defensive alignment and your best hitter in the lineup same time.
1 ball, 1 strike. Duddleston went 0 for 3 in the game, in the series yesterday against the Moo, the doubleheader. Looks like he only played in the 2nd game. They have him listed, as you said before, as an infielder for the Sod Busters, but we've pretty much used him as an outfielder. That one a shallow fly to right field. Who's going to get it? Is anybody going to get there? And coming a long way and dropping it in the foul territory is the right fielder, Zerfis. Let's see if that could come back and bite the Pioneers. It hung up there for a long time. 3 guys went after it, and then he just took his eyes off and dropped it.
Yeah, Wind really playing havoc with that one. No, Duddleston actually converted to outfield about a year ago, so he's been an outfielder for quite some time, just never has updated his summer bio to list him as an outfielder instead of an infielder, but he played a lot of center field for Arkansas Tech this past year.
He's had 3 games with 3 hits this year for the Sod Busters. One against the Pioneers back on July 12th. Be nice to see something like that. here as that pitch is outside and low, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1-0. Western Nebraska with the lead. Bottom of the first inning. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein with you. Pitch coming up here from Narker is up high. Gunnar Narker takes it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We mentioned he hasn't walked a batter all year in 11 innings. Let's see if this is his first. Duddleston would be happy with that. Pitch on the way, and nope. That one to ground ball to shortstop. Lopez double clutches over to first. Fires across. That was a bullet to first base. And nothing doing here for the Sod Busters in the bottom of the first. They trail 1-0. Second inning coming up from Duncan Field. This is Sod Busters.
The Adams County Visitors Bureau is the perfect place to start your Hastings experience. Hastings is the birthplace of Kool-Aid. See the Kool-Aid exhibit at the Hastings Museum along with many other exhibits and a planetarium. Enjoy the historic housing district, strolling through downtown parks, and beautiful shops. Whether you're visiting or you live here, the Adams County Visitors Bureau will help you find what you're looking for, from places to eat, things to do and see, to places to stay. Ask the Adams County Visitors Bureau at visithastingsnebraska.com.
Nebraska Realty is a homegrown company that is deeply invested in the communities it serves. They are the largest independent real estate brokerage in the state with over 950 agents serving communities all across Nebraska. Nebraska Realty operates on the same principles and values as the people of this state: honesty, hard work, community, and people. They recently opened an office in Hastings and are excited to be part of the community and do their part in helping it thrive. See what Nebraska Realty can do for you at nebraskarealty.com.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Caden Kirkak with you. Busters not able to do anything in the bottom of the first. Jake Schroeder comes out for his second inning of work against the Western Nebraska Pioneers. As wrap up a little trivia question here at Duncan Field. If you come to the game, you might be part of the show, which is always a fun time.
Yeah, really minor league baseball field. They have a lot of contests. They were doing trivia this past. They have named that tune. A lot of contests for the kids as well.
So Schroeder will be facing Callahan, Hom, and Smelko. 8-9-1 here for the Pioneers. They're up 1-0. That one fell off first base side and out of play. There's a lady standing by the net right by the Pioneers dugout, and it bounced really close to her head. She moved pretty quick.
Reason number 100. It's great to have those nets in place pretty much at all big-time parks now.
Curveball just misses. That thing was a beauty. I'm not sure what that was. 1 ball and 1 strike for Jake Schroeder. Schroeder says he pretty much does fastball, curveball. We'll throw in the slider. Last time we saw him pitch, it worked pretty well. That time batter saying he got hit. Umpire saying, no, you didn't.
One way or the other, it didn't move. So
yeah,
get back in there. Swing the bat.
Didn't make any effort. Nice try, though.
Yeah. He's got a big smile on his face. He looks back. Hey, trying to steal one, get it on a curve that's going to nick your pants. That's a way to get hit by a pitch.
There you go. That one inside, down the line, but it's going to be a foul ball. So 2-2 here. Jake Schroeder working the count against Ryan Callahan. Callahan currently batting for the year at .275. Hails from Overland Park, Kansas. So perhaps a Royals fan. I don't know. I like Overland Park. That's a neat city. Little number back to Schroeder. He will pick it up himself and toss it over to first and down the line. It was a close play as little as he hit it, but he got the out.
And good concentration for Schroeder, because that had to have a lot of English on it, the way that spun out to him, and he was able to glove it cleanly, and then kind of looked over to Watson and said, you ready for it? And underhanded it to get that first out of the inning.
There's a little patch of turf that's been replaced there at the beginning of the season, and so it was close to that, so that may affect the way it bounced too, and so good focus on him. He's very familiar with the grounds here, and nice out. So brings up Steve Hom. Hom, the third baseman. Hom batting .269 on the season. And Schroeder's pitch on the way. That one, first pitch swinging, popped up. Slicing out of play over by the dugout, and it does bounce off the dugout and into the stands. It's a souvenir.
Yeah, Jacob Watson gauging if he could get there in time, and just not enough room for the first baseman for the Hastings Sod Busters.
They have him on the roster as Stevie Hom. I kind of like Stevie Hom better, so I'm going to go Stevie Hom.
Yeah.
On there. Like Stevie Hom. Not a whole lot of offense for him this year. He has had one multi-hit game that was against the Prospects on June 16th. Otherwise, a lot of ones in there, a lot of digits. Here's the 0-1, and that stays upstairs. Curveball really didn't break much. 1 ball, 1 strike.
San Jose, a big town for Western Nebraska. A lot of guys from there, and Antonio Garcia was from San Jose, so a lot of connections to that community for the head coach for the Pioneers.
He goes to, I think it's Olone Junior College.
Wasn't going to try to pronounce it. When I don't know how to pronounce it, he goes to a junior college.
There you go.
Yeah.
Olone Junior College.
In California.
And you guys can make up your own mascot for that. How about that? Let us know on the YouTube page. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Now Steve's going to look it up. That one's upstairs. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you said it now. At least have to try to find out how to pronounce it.
All
so
right.
that's, if you're going to say it, we've got to try to get it right. So
Olone, it's spelled Olone. Ohlone. Junior College in California. 3-1 coming up here from Schroeder. There's 1 out, 1-0. Top of the first, or excuse me, bottom of the, top of the second inning. Schroeder swings, does a fastball. Says, here it is. Catch up with it, and you can't hum. Now 3-2. I'm still leaning towards Olone Junior College. We're doing some exhaustive research here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1-0. Western Nebraska Pioneers, top of the second. Schroeder, full count pitch. That one's fouled off. Good job staying alive there by Home. H-O-M. Hom. Schroeder has right at 31 pitches. Coming up here, here's Schroeder's pitch. 3-2 once again. Home. And that was called ball 4. I was waiting for the umpire to make a call. I was like, well, was it a strike? Did he swing at it? What happened? And that is a walk. So second walk of the evening given up by Jake Schroeder. Understanding on first base. Back to the top of the order, Eric Smelko. Smelko led off the game with a single. He was down an 0-2 count and then hit a pitch for a single. So Smelko, batting average went up a little bit. Now hitting .307. Throw to first. Runner back is Stevie Hom. How's it coming? You got a pronunciation?
It's audio, so I'm going to have to listen to it so it doesn't go on the air. So
one of those deals.
You got to do what you got to do. Yep.
I didn't know if they had a phonetic thing.
No.
That one down the first base line, right past Watson. That is a fair ball. That's going to go into right field. Going from first to third is Home. They're going to hold him up there as a quick relay from Tyson Gertis. Watson went diving, and that thing was fair by just a couple inches, but that's all you need to do. And standing on second base with the double is Eric Smelko for second hit of the night.
Yeah, Hom getting to third base easily on that particular hit, and now Schroeder trying to minimize the damage again here in inning number 2, already trailing at 1-0.
Just one of those lucky breaks that you get that thing down the line. We saw him get close to that before. Just 1 out in the inning. That was on the ground out by Ryan Callahan to begin the inning. So you have Stevie Hom standing on third base, Eric Smelko standing at second base, and the first pitch is fouled off by Jace Jeremiah. Jeremiah flew out his first time up to left field. Was that pop fly to Dallin Quigley? No ball, 1 strikeout. Pitch on the way. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. We're still going with Olone College until we know more. For Stevie Hom, he stands on third base. The 1-1 count coming up. 1 out, 1-0 to score. That one well outside. 2 balls and a strike. Zerfas will be due up next. 2 runners on here for Western Nebraska Pioneers. That's a high chopper up the middle. Who's going to get it? Nobody. 3 guys went for it. 2 runs will score on this play. It's just a little comebacker. Schroeder tried to get it. You had Garcia going the opposite way, tried to barehand it, and by the time it got to Tommy, the guy was already to first base and actually run into center field, and 2 runs came around to score on the little nub single there by Jace Jeremiah. 2 RBIs for him. Not something you usually write home about on that one, the way it was hit, but it just took a lucky bounce. And if you can get over Jake Schroeder, he's like 6'5". That's pretty good. So 2 runs scored there. Second time Smelko scored and Hom scored. Now it's 3-0. So Schroeder really has to focus here. 5 hits in the game. That went in there for a strike. Alex Zerfas comes up. Singled his first time up back in the first. Singled to shortstop. was the one that Tegan Tommy had to put in his pocket, really couldn't do much with. And the pitch outside, throw down to first. Ooh, they might have him, and it's very close. Ooh, that was a close one. I think he got back just in time. It wasn't a bad idea there by Fred Bond, and they almost got Jace Jeremiah snoozing.
Schroeder has had terrible luck so far. A lot of seeing eye balls. I mean, Smelko gets the double right down the line, and when it was all going well for the Sod Busters, they were going into the gloves of the defenders. Right now, it is all going the way of Western Nebraska to begin this game.
It's like somebody's got a runners going, throw down to second base, and is plenty as that one bounces into center field. But it's too bad they didn't get it because he overslid the bag. But yeah, it's almost like the ball has remote control on it. Somebody's just making it zigzag at the last second. It's kind of what it looks like. So stolen base there by Jace Jeremiah.
Western Nebraska kind of taking a page out of Sod Busters' book, kind of running at opportunities, trying to take the extra base. And it's not a real powerful hitting Western Nebraska team this year compared to what they've had in years past. So they're more built like this Sod Buster team.
Pitch on the way. This is the 3, and it's going to be the 2-1, and it's going to be 2-2. What did we find out on Olone? Did you get any results for me?
Alwan.
Alwan?
Alwan.
Alwan?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Is now, I don't know if that's the junior college pronunciation, if that is a foreign word pronunciation, but Alwan, the Alwan Renegades.
Wow. Ohlone.
Uh-huh.
All right. I was way off.
If that's right. Yeah, again, I wasn't even going to pronounce it, man. So, but you brought it up, so by golly, that's our best guess.
There we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Fouled back again by Zerfus. Good job keeping the at bat alive here is Alex Zerfus. For him, that is the 5th pitch he'd seen in this at bat. Schroeder's pitch count getting up there a little bit. Right at 40 coming up here. We're only in the 2nd inning. It's 3-0 Western Nebraska Pioneers, but 1 up last inning and 2 this inning thus far. There's just the 1 out. That one misses. It goes to 3-2. So full count here for Schroeder. Not the start he would have liked, obviously. And as you said, a couple of those balls had eyes. Nothing you can do about especially the last one. One down the line. It's just the way the ball bounces, pun intended. Here's the 3-2. Runner on second base. Swung on and missed. Got him. Strikeout. Have a seat. Zerfus. First strikeout of the day for Jake Schroeder.
Oddly enough, Callahan struck out right to begin the inning, and then
I had him grounding out. Callahan.
Okay, sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Callahan grounded out.
Okay, cool.
Because that was right back to the pitcher.
Yep.
So that brings up the 4th place hitter, Declan Weisner.
Yeah, that was that little nubber off the end of that. Yep. Just can't write.
Schroeder double-checking his runner. One popped up and out of play. I'm getting a reflection out there on the field, and it's the sunglasses of Danny Garcia. I'm like, what is that flashing orange? He's got his shades upside down on his hat there. So you had a ground out by Callahan. You had a walk by Hom. And then Eric Smelko with a double. Jace Jeremiah with a single. He stands on second base. Strikeout by Zerfus. 2 down. Schroeder would like to get out of the inning here, just going up to 2 runs. Don't want to get too far behind this Western Nebraska Pioneers with the way they pitch. That one down to third base, eats up Trevor Madsen over to to the shortstop. Nice backup there by Tegan Tammy as Madsen went for it, and it kind of ate him up on a weird hop, and Tammy was there to back it up. Can't throw the guy out, but runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
At least kept it in the infield for the opportunity to get out of this with with the 2 runs scored with no more damage done anyway.
Luke Bay coming out to talk to his big right-hander there. Let's take a look. We'll do the scoreboard here in a minute, see what we can find out on the Independence League, as we're interested to see what's going on with North Platte tonight, because they're leading the division.
They're idle.
Oh, they're idle. That's right. So you said they're not playing tonight.
Yeah, so this is, they're probably watching this game because right now Western Nebraska is a half game back of them. If they win, they tie them. If Western Nebraska loses, they finish a game behind them.
Fremont hosting Spearfish. Gem City hosting Casper Horseheads. Both those games in the first inning. Badland Big Sticks and Canyon County Spuds. I have nothing reported from them yet. We're 3-0 here. Western Nebraska leading at Hastings. I'm Josh Salmon. That's Steve Stein.
That's why it was so big yesterday with North Platte completing what was a great week for them, their 4th straight win, and they got a chance to host Western Nebraska and beat them 3-2 in that pivotal game that turned out to be for first place in the Nebraska Land Division after the Sod Busters lost a pair at Fremont.
North Platte cheering for Hastings in this game, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Like to have them be the spoiler so they can win the first half. And well, that would be something, first year in the league and you win the half.
And they were entered 3rd place 4 games ago. Yeah. While the Sod Busters were first 4 games ago.
That's how close it was.
And they've fallen to 4th.
In just a few days, things have changed. Runners on the corners here, 2 outs, 2 in for the Pioneers. As that one's in the dirt. And it'll be 1-0. Luke Bay coming out to talk to his right-hander. This is the 7th batter of the inning for the Pioneers. They sent 7 guys to the plate in the first inning as well. Isaac Lopez is the batter. Single with an RBI back in the first. He had the 1 RBI. Pitch on the way. Throw down to first, Bond, and runners back.
Solid shot off the bat of Weisner, and they did give him a single on that tough chance from Trevor Madsen.
So Jace Jeremiah stands on third base. You have Declan Weisner, catcher, standing over on first base. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Good lead by Weisner over at first. Schroeder just trying to focus on the batter here, but he will glance over at the runner. Nobody going, and that went in there for a strike, 2-1. So Jake Schroeder with 3 runs in 2 innings. Pitch count getting up there a little bit as well. Sitting right now at, I've got him at 50. The 2-1 here in the second inning. And that one just missed by a fraction. 3-1. Infield, regular depth. Outfield, perhaps a little shallow, except for left field. Alan Quigley's playing pretty deep out there in left. Wind is blowing from right to left. We mentioned 10-mile-an-hour winds. 90 degree at start time tonight here at Duncan Field. Schroeder checks his runners at the corners. And, oh, what a tough break that is the shortstop was running towards second base with the runner going. That's exactly why you send a runner with 2 outs. That's just good baseball there by the Pioneers. Tegan Tomio was running towards second base on the coverage, and the ball was hit past him into left field for a single, and another run scored.
Yep, hit and run, perfect timing there as Lopez able to ground it right where Tomio wasn't, and Weisner goes first to third on the play. Jeremiah scores, and it's a 3-run inning in progress for Western Nebraska, and they're not done yet.
PK Walsh comes up, the RBI, the second of the game for Isaac Lopez. He stands at first base. So PK Walsh, 8th batter of the inning here. And Schroeder trying to stop the bleeding. 3 runs in for the Pioneers. Runner goes, they throw it down to second. Nobody there. That's just miscommunication. Danny Garcia thought, oh, well, maybe I got it, and it went into center field and run scores, so that's just not good there.
Yep, wheels coming off a little bit for this Sod Busters squad as they get the stolen base from Isaac Lopez, but it's a really tough error. It has to go on Fred Bond because he threw it even though nobody was there. That's his throw, so the first error of the game will allow Declan Weisner to come in and score the 4th run of the inning.
It's 1-1 is the count. Runner goes to third base now, and that one goes past the catcher on a wild pitch. So now another runner at 90 feet here, and things just completely wheels falling off, including the axles here for the Hastings Sod Busters.
Yeah, right now it's a team that looks like it needs an off day. I mean, they go to Fremont for a doubleheader yesterday, needed to win them both, lost them both, coming back for a game against Western Nebraska that means everything to the Pioneers, and right now it looks like it means everything to the Pioneers. Sod Busters have one more game before they get an off day and then have that road trip to Casper before returning home.
Yeah, they'll play the Horseheads on July 1st and 2nd, and 3rd, and then return back here on the 4th. Crowd trying to make some noise there for Jake Schroeder to get the outs. Busters trail 5-0. That one hits to center field. That should end the inning. Garrett Kennedy out there makes it in shallow center field, and that is it on the flyout. But 4 hits and 4 runs given up by the Hastings Sod Busters in that inning. 1 left on base, no errors. 8 men reached the plate, At the end of 1.5, it is 5-0 Western Nebraska. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Get the latest in news, sports, and local interest stories with the Hastings Tribune. The Tribune's award-winning staff provides you with the best in local content, from the news you need to amazing photographic moments to the latest in Sod Buster baseball news. Check out the classifieds, browse the business directory, and more. The Hastings Tribune, always a good read. Pick up the latest issue or subscribe today. Both print and e-editions are available. HastingsTribune.com. The Hastings Tribune, a proud sponsor of Sod Buster Baseball.
Life is busy. Between family events, the kids' activities, work, and driving here and there, who has time to wait in the checkout line? The new Sam's Club Scan and Go app lets you scan, pay, and head to the door. Or try curbside pickup. Just shop, park, and let them load it into your car. Curbside pickup for Plus members starts at 7 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Get all the products you love at the prices you expect from Sam's Club and skip the lines. Sam's Club, making busy lives less stressful.
Welcome back to Sod Buster Baseball. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Caden Kirkak running your cameras. Well, Buster's got a little work to do, down by 5 here in the second inning, but we've seen them come back. Just it's been a tough night at the office for Sod Buster pitching and Jake Schroeder to throw the names out there. But here, let's see what Sod Buster can do here in the bottom of the second, trailing by 5. They will send the 4, 5, 6 hitters up here, Watson, Garcia, and Quigley. The Western Nebraska Pioneers have 5 runs on 7 hits. They've almost hit through their order twice. Buster's still going to just on the 4th hitter of the night. 1, 2, 3 in the first. Watson, the first baseman today, comes up. And 1 ball, no strike. I always try to double check because the scoreboard and the scoring online isn't always the same. Pitch coming up here from Nartker. That one is fouled straight back, and it's 1-1. So Nartker, I've heard he's very good, and he is very good, as advertised. 17 pitches in the game is all for him thus far. Here's number 18. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one popped up left field. And that Sun is P.K. Walsh. He does fight the Sun and makes the one-handed catch. It almost bounced out of the glove, but he did get the out. There's 1 down. So fly out to left field there for Jacob Watson. Brings up Danny Garcia. Garcia at second base. And currently batting .217. Danny, Oakland, California. Ooh, Brian Frew had a nickname for him. I didn't hear it. Did you hear it?
Primo.
Primo. I like the nicknames there. Primo. I'm writing that one down.
I'd heard that Jason.
Backer to the pitcher and over to first for a very easy second out.
I heard Jason was they were going to try to come up with nicknames for all the guys. So I like if it's nickname day or what, but yeah,
okay.
I'm not sure yet.
I still like T-Bone from Madsen. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
T-Dog, that's what it was. It was T-Dog that I had. And somebody said pork chop. And he knew about that one. He was okay with that one.
Yeah.
Dallin Quigley comes up now. DQ, that's an easy nickname for him. I don't know what else. Wheels.
Yeah.
Something along that line. Smiley, he's always smiling. Had a home run yesterday at Fremont. Had a couple this year in college as well. 1 ball, no strikes. Fred Bond up next if Busters can get anything going. Looking for their first base runner of the evening. With 2 outs here in the second. They trail 5-0. Alan Quigley is ahead in the count 2-0 on the high pitch. Under Nartker, I mentioned, has not walked a batter this season in 12 innings of work. Busters will take anything right now. Something down the line, a little looper, anything to get a runner on. That is down the third base line, but playing in is Hom across to get the very fast Quigley, and the Busters go once again in order in the second. So no runs, no hits, and nobody left on base for Hastings in the second. And at the end of 2, our score is 5-0 Western Nebraska. Steve will have you in the third. This is Sod Busters
Eagle
Baseball.
Distributing and Budweiser are proud to be sponsoring the Hastings Sod Busters. Budweiser has been linked to organized baseball since 1980 with a continued commitment to celebrate America's favorite pastime. The Budweiser brand was introduced in 1876 using time-honored brewing methods such as beechwood aging, which provides unparalleled balance and character. Each batch of Budweiser stays true to the same family recipe used by 5 generations of Busch family brewmasters. We welcome you to enjoy a cold Budweiser while cheering on your favorite hometown team, the Hastings Sod Busters. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
So new pitcher coming up for Hastings here is the left-hander Drew D'Ambra. D'Ambra will take over for Jake Schroeder. D'Ambra, no wins or losses, 9 ERA, just one game appearance. He started a game back on the 23rd against the Moo. He had pitched 4 innings in that game, struck out 3, walked 3, and gave up 7 hits. And with your play-by-play, here's Steve Stein.
Thank you very much, Josh Salmon. So the day is done for Jake Schroeder. Over 50 pitches thrown, allowing 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 7 hits. Victim of a little bad luck as he had a lot of hits which just were where the Sod Busters weren't. Sometimes where they were, and infield singles just well placed. But that's baseball some days. 3 walks and a hit and a strikeout for Jake Schroeder as he is able to manage to go only 2 innings today. And with that pitch count, probably a pretty good decision. And give Drew D'Ambra an opportunity here as he'll face the bottom of the order coming up for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, entering today's play at 16-10, a half game back of Idle North Platte for first place in the Nebraska Land Division on this, the final day of the first half. As we'll see a quick visit to the mound from the catcher, Fred Bond, making sure that he is on the same page with Drew D'Ambra here in inning number 3. And we'll get a chance to see Price Allman, the designated hitter who grounded out his first time up. Price Allman coming into today with a batting average of .310, 1 extra base hit, that's a double, 4 RBIs, and 6 runs scored, playing in his 9th game for the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
The only one to not reach base thus far for the Pios.
A lefty versus the right-hander Allman, who stands in, and D'Ambra brings the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Price Allman. Out of Oral Roberts, they had a really good year, ended up winning the Summit League tournament title to go on to the NCAA tournament as the pitch misses. 4 ball, 1 ball, and 1 strike, and he didn't have to go far from home as Oral Roberts is in Tulsa, and that's the hometown of Allman. Watches the pitch go by, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Price Allman. Sod Busters trying to get this first out here in inning number 3. Leadoff infield single in the first. That guy came around to score. The Sod Busters got the first out of the second, but Western Nebraska put up 4 before it was all said and done. Pitch just misses, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes as right now the crowd into it because this guy's the beer batter. It's a 5-0 deficit, and you look for the celebrations where you can. Really good crowd on hand here at Duncan Field tonight. 2-2 pitch. Bouncing ball foul. It remains 2-2 on Allman.
Yeah, it's a good night, Tuesday night. You know, a lot of times people don't have things going on or whatever, but boy, there's a good crowd here tonight.
Western Nebraska, the team that has been the standard bearer of the league since it began. The Expedition League, now the Independence League, but they were the dominant team overall in that league. Bouncing ball foul and knocked down by the first base coach. Didn't handle it cleanly, but still able to knock it down. He would have been able to throw it to first had he been playing in the field. 2-2 the count it remains, and Antonio Garcia in his second year, the KU grad assistant, he directed the team last year, and they went 41-24, won the first half of the Expedition League, finished 3rd in the second half, lost a 3-game series to Spearfish in the Clark Division playoffs. Pitch outside, now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. But that first Western Nebraska team, wow. Actually, the first 2, 49-17 the first year. They beat Badlands 11-5 and 16-4 for the Expedition League title. The second year, they were a little better, but they lost the league title series. Little line drive, and after all that, D'Ambra wins the battle against Price Allman. A little looping liner to the second baseman, Danny Garcia, 1 up and 1 down here in the third. Pioneers lead at 5-0 here in inning number 3. Taking some early drama out of this one. It's going to take a big comeback for the Sod Busters as we'll see Ryan Callahan step to the plate. Left-handed hitting first baseman for the Pioneers.
I take it back. Callahan hasn't reached base either. He's one of the last 2 guys.
Here's the pitch, and it is missing for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes As the Pioneers that second year, 49-16, beat Fremont in a one-game playoff, and then lost to Badlands in 3 games in that championship series. Pitch fouled back, 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, that was the Expedition League. New league, a lot of the same teams, but we're in the Independence League this year. And at the end of the season, winner of the first half plays the winner of the second half for a 3-game series, with the winner of that one moving on to face the Great Plains Division champion. Pitch swung on and fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ryan Callahan. Callahan for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, hitting .275 coming into today. He's knocked in 11, and he has scored 12.
I took photos for the Badland Big Sticks in that game.
And the 1-2 pitch is high, as you are a photographer by trade.
Yes.
So you traveled up there and
they hired me to take pictures for them.
Yes. Wasn't like you just showed up and took
No,
pictures.
hey, look at me.
Yep. Pitch swung on and missed in the dirt. Fred Bond's got it. Will throw down to first. They'll complete the strikeout. First strikeout for Drew DeAmbra. And there are 2 outs in the inning as Sod Busters trying to set him down 1-2-3 for the first time today.
Yeah, much needed 1-2-3 inning here. You're down by 5. Maybe get a little spark in the bat. You just need to get somebody on base next inning. But first, you got to get through Steve Homme.
As Steve Homme will step to the plate, or as they call him, Stevie. And, you know, as a guy named Steve, I hated that as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah, maybe it
little Stevie Stein.
Yeah, it just drove me up the wall. And then it got to be funny as you got older, you know.
Have the last name Salmon. Let me know how that works out for you.
Pitch taken for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Homme walking his first time up.
I got salmon patty a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sushi. Bass.
Pitch is right there for strike 2. Quickly 2 strikes on Steve Homme, batting .269 coming into today. Scored 3 times, knocked in 3s, playing in his 9th game for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Mentioned Antonio Garcia in his 2nd year. KU grad assistant Trent Kiefer, Chris Gabbis, and Michael Callis, the assistant coaches for Western. Pitch fouled away, no balls and 2 strikes on Stevie Homme.
I had a girl I went to college with only knew me as Fish, which a lot of guys call me. And she said, "What's your real name?" I said, "Fish Salmon. My parents were hippies." So I never did give her my real first names.
0-2 with 2 outs. Sod Busters looking for a 1-2-3 inning out of DeAmbra, and a swing and a miss. Good job for Drew. So comes in and gets a clean inning to keep it 5-0. So we head to the bottom half of inning number 3. The Pioneers on top, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Eagle Distributing and Budweiser are proud to be sponsoring the Hastings Sod Busters. Budweiser has been linked to organized baseball since 1980 with a continued commitment to celebrate America's favorite pastime. The Budweiser brand was introduced in 1876 using time-honored brewing methods such as beechwood aging, which provides unparalleled balance and character. Each batch of Budweiser stays true to the same family recipe used by 5 generations of Bush family brewmasters. We welcome you to enjoy a cold Budweiser while cheering on your favorite hometown team, the Hastings Sod Busters.
Nebraska Realty is a homegrown company that is deeply invested in the communities it serves. They are the largest independent real estate brokerage in the state with over 950 agents serving communities all across Nebraska. Nebraska Realty operates on the same principles and values as the people of this state: honesty, hard work, community, and people. They recently opened an office in Hastings and are excited to be part of the community and do their part in helping it thrive. See what Nebraska Realty can do for you at nebraskarealty.com.
Out of the bottom half of the 3rd inning, Sod Busters looking to mount a comeback, trailing at 5-0. Have not had a base runner against Gunnar Narchter. Right-handers looked really good. Been primarily reliever this year. Is getting his 2nd start and has been rock solid for this team during the course of the season, as Narchter coming in with an ERA of 1.63 for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. And Hastings Sod Busters have not had a base runner. Strikeout, a couple of flyouts, and 3 groundouts so far, and they'll have the bottom of the order coming up. 7, 8, and 9. Fred Bond tries to get it started. 152 hitter for the year. He's knocked in 3. Fred Bond, right-hander. He is a recruit and has signed with the University of Kansas, so he'll be getting to know Antonio Garcia, head coach for Western Nebraska, very well. As the pitch is fouled away, no balls, 1 strike. on Fred Bond.
I didn't like the Fred Bond nickname. Fred Bon.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to come up beside Fred Bond.
Yes.
Yes. You have to say it like Sean Connery. Bond.
Fred Bond.
Fred Bond.
Here's the pitch. It's taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Fred Bond, who played his high school ball in Chandler, Arizona at Red Mountain High School. As Nartker, 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, and this one is looped toward the left side of the infield, and fading back a few steps, making the catch will be Isaac Lopez. 7 up, 7 down for the Sod Busters against Nartker, and he's doing what he needs to do after his team put up a 4 spot. Throw strikes, challenge the hitters. Wind blowing from the right field corner to the left field corner, not doing the hitters any kind of help today. So Sod Busters going to have to work today, particularly if Nartker continues his history of great control without a walk this year. Tyson Gertis steps to the plate now, right-handed hitter. First pitch swinging, fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike on Tyson Gertis. Outstanding defensive player, is scuffled to the plate through his first 18 games, hitting .123. He has knocked in 4. And he scored 7 times. Did have a neat moment as he had a walk-off bases-loaded walk in a contest earlier this year as they celebrated with him, did his teammates at first base. There's 1 ball and 1 strike the count on Tyson Gertis for the Hastings Sod Busters. Going to be going to Southeast Community College after a year at UNO. Takes this pitch high and away, 2-1 on Tyson Gertis. He's a Millard South graduate.
Officially batting 1 of 3 this year against the Pioneers.
Stands in the right-handed box against Nartker as the Sod Busters went to Gehring and won 2 of 3 earlier this year. 3 very well-played games as the pitch is fouled away, 2-2. Sod Busters winning 5-3 in the series opener, losing 2-1, and then winning 9-0 in 6 innings to win that series 2-1. So Sod Busters hoping for something similar today, but it hasn't worked out so far as Pioneers have jumped out with 5 early runs. And their first 2 at-bats are now in the bottom of the 3rd as Gertis fouls the pitch away. It remains 2-2 on Tyson Gertis. Sod Busters back home tomorrow to face the Pioneers, a 6:35 game, then a much-needed off day after a long series of games, including a doubleheader yesterday. Then they'll be hitting the road for Casper, playing 3 games. The Horseheads, swing and a miss. Gertis goes down on strike, second strikeout victim of the day for Nartker. Then it's back home July 4th, an early start time, 5:05, with the North Platte Plainsmen coming in for a single game. They'll have July 5th off, and then the All-Stars, U.S. Military All-Stars, coming in July 6th for a 6:35 game. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, get your tickets. It'll sell out.
Little looping liner towards center field. That's a hit for Tegan Tamiya. Tamiya aboard, and he becomes the first base runner for the Sod Busters, hitting .257 coming into today. We'll raise that a couple of points, and Sod Busters will get it back to the top of the order with 2 outs. And now Garrett Kennedy, we'll see what he can get done after he struck out his first time up against Nartker.
Flying Hawaiian on first base. That's a great nickname by Jason Frew. And Tegan's perfectly fine with it.
And the Sod Busters with Garrett Kennedy showing some power for the Sod Busters yesterday. He's probably been the hottest hitter of the last week, and he grounds this one toward the shortstop. Not going to be a play. Great stop for Isaac Lopez, but Garrett Kennedy with an infield single, first and second at 2 outs after Kennedy went 2 for 4 with a home run, an RBI, and a run scored. The lone RBI in the 2-1 loss. Followed that up with a 2 for 4, another home run, knocked into and scored 2. Now Trevor Ratson comes to the plate trying to keep it going. You'd love to steal a run back here after going 2 up and 2 down, trying to get a little turnabout with a big 2-out rally, much like Western Nebraska had in their second when they ended up plating 4 runs before it was all said and done. Curveball high and inside, 1-0 the count on Trevor Matson, who flew out to left his first time up.
Talk about what Gertis did against Fremont. All that is the leadoff spot, so he's back there again tonight.
Yep, Kennedy with a good day yesterday. batting at the top of the order for the Sod Busters. Matson drills this one to the left center field gap. Nobody's going to get that one. 1 run scores. Flying around third. Here comes Kennedy. He is going to score. And the Sod Busters are on the board as they trail at 5-2. 3 straight hits with 2 outs. The big blow, the 2-run double from Trevor Matson, and Hastings with something to cheer about as they trail at 5-2 in inning number 3.
T-Dog is back. We're bringing back the T-Dog nickname. He is out there with the double. That was a perfect hit. And right down the power alley, it's 405. That's a lot of real estate out there and 2 very fast guys on base. So good to see.
Teagan Tommy and Garrett Kennedy scoring. Kennedy all the way from first base. And now Sawyer Duddleston trying to keep it going. The DH role today. Grounded to the shortstop his first time up. See if the Sod Busters can continue a little offense here as the pitch is in the dirt. Good stop there for the backstop for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, as that is Declan Weisner. Western Nebraska, first base, it's Ryan Callahan. Second baseman, Jace Jeremiah. Third, Stevie Hom. 1-0 the count, and the pitch. Drilled but foul, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Sawyer Duddleston. Shortstop for Western Nebraska is Isaac Lopez. The outfield, P.K. Walsh, Eric Smelko, and Alex Zerfus left to right.
We had some tough pronunciations today. Wait till you get to the bench guys.
Ooh, don't want to. We'll just wait.
There's some tough ones today.
Fremont Moo-esque, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Fremont Moo guys were all regulars, too, and some of their best players that were unpronounceable for an old Kansas guy like me. 1-1 pitch, and that is taken outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sawyer Duddleston, one of the neatest names in the Independence League, the Arkansas Tech business major out of Springdale, Arkansas. Good to have him back in town. Him and a few teammates were off at a wedding for an Arkansas Tech teammate, the former Sod Buster. Here's a throw down to third base and safe at third. Ball had gotten away from the catcher, Declan Weisler, on a wild pitch, and Matson pushed the issue, just does get down there as the tag was applied by Stevie Hom, and there is a runner at third base now, and a 3-1 count on Sawyer Duddleston.
Good job by T-Dog out there. He loves to run the bases if you talk to him.
Yeah, very aggressive out there. Duddleston trying to come through. Any old single would get the run home now, and fouls the pitch away. 3-2 on Sawyer Duddleston for the Hastings Sod Busters. Duddleston, 11 RBIs, 14 runs scored, and 23 games played in the spring for the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys.
3 for his last 12, so he's due.
3-2 pitch. Hit high in the air, down the right field line, and foul. 3-2 it remains on Sawyer Duddleston. Sod Busters dropping a pair yesterday. Duddleston playing in the first game, went 0 for 3, came in late in the second game, and 0 for 0. 3-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. Takes it low. Good at bat for Duddleston as he works a 7-pitch walk, and the 4th man to reach in a row against Narker, who seemed to be rolling right along, and there is going to be a visit to the mound for the pitching coach here for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, as Trent Kiefer will come out and talk to his big right-hander. The infield's going to come in as well. Big chance here. Runners at first and third. We saw Western Nebraska put a little double steal on with 2 outs. The Sod Busters give that a shot here now. They don't have 2 of their fastest guys, but it's been a very aggressive team this year under the direction of the base coach, Chris Ceballos, down at third.
Well, the walk given up there by Narker is the first one he's given up all season. So that's a feather in your cap, if you will, for Hastings.
And I'm sure Trent Kiefer is saying just settle down. Kiefer in his second year with the Pioneers. He's an assistant coach at North Dakota State. So he'll get a chance to work with Dallin Quigley. Quigley, Sod Buster, recently making his Division I commitment after playing junior college ball down in Texas.
That's awesome.
To play for the Bison. So 2 outs, big chance here for Jacob Watson. Flew out to left his first time up, and Jacob takes 4 strike. 1 ball or 1 strike for Jacob Watson. Watson's been really good, a role player, does get a little bit of time in the field. He's been an outstanding pitcher, and 286 hitting, so very respectable there with 6 RBIs and 1 run scored. RBI chance here. Runner does not go, and the pitch taken high. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jacob Watson out of Franciscan University of Steubenville, Ohio. The Barons, NCAA Division III team, which went 27-21 in the spring. Arlington, Texas, his hometown. One of 3 Nolan Catholic graduates on the roster. Loops this one down the left field line, but coming on and making the grab will be P.K. Walsh, and that'll do it for the Sod Busters in inning number 3. But they're on the board. Sod Busters get 2 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 2. And after 3 complete, it's Western Nebraska 5, Hastings 2. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
We bring you Sodbuster Baseball. It's Steve Stein, and we are going to be joined here for inning number 4 by Scott Galusha. Sodbusters scratching across a couple of runs there in the 3rd, big 2-out rally, and kind of feel like you're part of the game now, down by a score of 5-2, but a nice inning there for Hastings.
We needed an answer to get back in the game, get a little life in that dugout. It's not like they were hitting the ball real hard, but they were hitting them in the right spots, and so they got off to a good start there, and it was important for us to scratch a couple on, and Drew hung a 0 there in the 3rd, so hopefully we're going the right direction.
Yep, the ship righted there for Drew DeAmbra as he worked a 1-2-3 inning in relief of Jake Schroeder. Just kind of had some bad luck. Like I said, didn't throw it terribly, but they just hit him where the Sodbusters weren't.
No, he really didn't pitch. He didn't pitch bad. I talked to him already just a little bit. He said he missed his spot a few times, but I thought they just hit the ball, hit them where they ain't. That's what baseball is, and it's not like he was barreling a bunch of balls. It just didn't work out for us. And so when we decided to get him out of there and save his pitch count a little bit, get him ready for the next day, and see what happens.
As Eric Smeliko at the plate now, 2 balls and 1 strike. Big game for Western Nebraska. North Platte beat them yesterday to take a half-game lead. Now Western Nebraska, if they win, they had beaten North Platte 4 out of 6 games so far this year. So if they win, they're the first half champs?
They're the first half champs if they win. That's correct. Yeah. And, Chuck's here today. Chuck Heeman, the owner of Western Nebraska and Casper, and actually he's a managing partner a little bit of North Platte too, so he's really involved with our league. He's here tonight, and there was some bribery. He offered me some money to win the game, and just in fun talk. But we all know each other, and we all know what's at stake, and it's important. It's really important to win the first half, and our kids are a little down. Mm-hmm. We had 4 days ago. We controlled our own destiny, and it's not that we played bad, but we just weren't able to do enough to win those games, and our kids were pretty disappointed after losing 2 one-run games yesterday against Fremont.
I was going to say, win those 2 today, you at least are in the conversation.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out well, and it sounded like very competitive, great first game performance from JT Cafferty. It sounded like on the mound.
Yeah, really 2 excellent games. We had a couple plays that I think we'd like back in the second game, but boy, I tell you what, JT Cafferty goes to Fremont and gives up 2 runs there. We should win every game. And so, again, just good baseball. Just ended up on the wrong end. But I tell you what, I told our kids today when we talked that I'll take our guys every day of the week and twice on Sunday. We've got just wonderful kids who go out there and compete every night. I love the attitude, I love the effort, and frankly, I like the fact that they were disappointed when they were on the bus last night, because they thought they had a chance to win, and they were planning on getting this taken care of, so tonight's game was important.
Eric Smelko flies out to right field. Tyson Curtis comes on, makes a play, and so far 4 up, 4 down for Drew D'Ambra, doing a good job. Will face Jace Jeremiah, perhaps their best player. 348, leads the team in most offensive categories and fouls the pitch away. Had a big 2-run single his last time up to continue what was a very disappointing inning for the Sod Busters when Western Nebraska scored 4 times in the second inning.
Yeah, his ground ball was hard hit, but it was right at shortstop, but we were covering the bag.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If he just stays home on that one, it's an easy play. But that's what happened in that inning, and we did a nice job at answering in the third and got back in the ball game. And Drew did a nice job in his first start and wanted to get him in here, and he's done a nice job at working on top, and his stuff's a lot better just like everybody else when they're on top.
1-1 pitch is fouled away. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Visiting with Scott Galusha, the owner, general manager for the Sod Busters. The thing I love about the league this year is the parity. I mean, the first few years in the Expedition League, I mean, there was a couple of teams that were just filled with dudes. This year, I mean, there's good players, but they seem to be more spread out. And you look at the Nebraska Land Division, basically 3 games separating first to last.
Absolutely.
And then in the Great Plains Division, Badlands right in there at 16-11. They win the first half by a game and a half over Canyon County. Spearfish, Casper, and Gem City. Spearfish made a nice little run late in the first half. But,
they did.
A lot of teams are about the same, and on any given night, you can come out there and win or get beat.
Well, you better lace it up in our division, because if you don't come out with 100% injury with every team in this league, and our side of it's going to beat you if you don't. And so that's good. That's going to make for good competitive baseball in the second half, and we're excited. This is the best team we've ever had, and such a great group of kids, and they're going to keep fighting and they're going to keep battling.
Good at bat there for Jeremiah. Fouled off a couple of pitches and then singled it right back up the middle. And like I say, maybe the best player on their team. It's certainly shown so through the first month. The kid out of Skyline Junior College, out of San Mateo, California. Alex Zerfus will come to the plate, 1 for 2 with an infield single his first time up. 5-2 the score. Western Nebraska over Hastings here in the 4th inning.
Another good crowd tonight. We got a couple groups here today. We got a couple little leagues here today, which is always fun. We do that before the game and have them play catch. We did have a fly ball go off the nose of one of our young kids, so he's got some ice over there, but he might have to get some work done on that baby, unfortunately. That's always fun. We got CEI quality and security here tonight. We've got Hastings College here tonight, and then we got 2 young men, Cooper and Cole Larson, celebrating their 12th birthday here. So it's been pretty fun. Good night at the ballpark. Honestly, I think it's Tuesday, but I'm not exactly sure. It all runs together with our schedule, but it's a beautiful night and a beautiful crowd on Tuesday night.
And one more game at home tomorrow. Does everybody need an off day on Thursday?
Actually, everybody does, and we're actually not going to play tomorrow. That has just been we talked about it. Western Nebraska has they have something going on that they'd rather not miss. We have a little bit of a conflict with the field here, and so our choices were to play early or not, and we just thought it was best, since it's the first game of the second half, we're going to reschedule that, and Chuck and I are actually going to do that tonight.
Okay, so no game tomorrow.
Nope,
so
we get 2 days off.
We just found out, then. Literally just found out right now, so no game tomorrow. A pickoff. Throw down to second base, and safe at second. Just a really good jump there from Chase Jeremiah. D'Ambra throwing to first. Watson got it to Tammy, but give Jeremiah some credit. He's going to get credited for a stolen base. Luke Bay is going to come out and dispute that.
I think he was there. I think the tag was up on the sock, and I think his foot got in there. And that's one of the plays where you go out there as a coach and you say, listen, the guy got picked off and you're going to reward him. Well, you should reward him, because he just hustled down there and tried to make a play, and that's what you do. And excuse me. And I think that's the right call.
Yeah, so runner in scoring position. So great job for D'Ambra to pick him off. However, Jeremiah continued with the play, and now he's in scoring position. His second stolen base of the day against the Hastings Sod Busters. 5-2 the score. Western over Hastings, as hopefully Western going to be able to make the trip back and make up that game. And I know that you've also got a couple of games against Fremont that you lost to weather early in the year. Going to plan some double headers there. You're going to be able to get there on off days.
Yeah, we got we burnt one off day, and then we played an extra game yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we're going to burn an off day later on in the year. But anyway, and so then we're going to try something that I've been thinking about for years. on the last game of the year. We're going to play at Fremont at noon. We're going to hop back on the bus and come back here and play at Duncan Field at 6:30. That way we both get one more home game. We both get to say thank you to our fans at the end of the year. And so we're going to try that, see if that makes sense. It's kind of nice that Fremont is that close for us.
And it'll be wacky. What's going to be wacky, though, is when the Sod Busters win the second half, play that split doubleheader, and then be in action for the playoff game the next day.
You know what? We have already, Luke he pays attention and does all these things. And so I tell you what, we've already got the plan for that. We know what we're going to do.
Okay.
And that's a month in advance.
Yeah,
and Luke, we already have that.
Well, that's good.
And I'll tell you what, I'll even spill the beans. Leif Holtein is scheduled to throw that game on the 30th. If we're in the playoffs, Leif ain't throwing that night. He's going to throw the next day in the playoff game. And so we've already made that determination, and we're gonna work with that.
Alex Zerfus ended up striking out, and it was in the dirt. Good job for Rudy Amber to play heads up just to make sure he went over and touched the bag at first to make the strikeout. Now, Jace Jeremiah had a delayed steal of third base. Sod Busters got caught napping a little bit, it looked like, and now there's a runner at third. So that strikeout was really big with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. And DeAmber trying to survive this inning with no runs allowed. You'd love to put a 0 on the board, particularly after you just scored 2 in the third.
Yes, we just answered. This is a big out, and they're doing a good job. They've seen something in our pitchers, and they've been super aggressive. And right now, we're going to have to stop it. Otherwise, right now, they're just run.
2-0 count, and the pitch is grounded foul. 2-1 now on Declan Wisner, the catcher, who had a hard hit ball that was ruled a single his last time up. He is 1 for 2 on the day. 5-2 the score. Western on top of the Hastings Sod Busters.
This is just a big out for us. I got an opportunity to get out of this with hanging up another 0, which is what we got to have right now. We're clawing our way back in the game. Had some much better at bats last inning. We got to get this over with and get back in the dugout.
And if you're just joining us, no game tomorrow. So the next home game will be July 4th. That'll be a 5:05 start time with North Platte, a team which could win the first half if the Sod Busters can rally to beat Western Nebraska here today. Pitch swung on and missed, and what a comeback there. How about the job for Drew DeAmbra to battle past a pretty tough situation and put his second straight 0 on the board.
Fabulous job, because you know what? I'm sure we knew he was first out of the bullpen today, but we didn't think it was going to be the top of the second.
Yeah.
So that's a good job by that young man preparing and being ready to do his job, and great job from Drew.
He's throwing 40 pitches, and I'm not sure what his pitch count is, if he's going to be out there for another inning.
Yeah, he's going to be out there for, I would guess, 1 or 2, based upon, especially with the fact we have 2 days off back-to-back now.
Yep.
So he's probably going to go, in our, talking about it, I would guess he's going to throw maybe 80 if he had to, depending on if he's effective.
Throw 17 innings in the spring, and I'm sure some of that is factored into what you do in the summer. 17 innings, he probably wants a little more work, whereas a guy like Leif Holtein, who got work pretty hard in the spring, is going to get limited number of innings.
That's right. That's why we only have 3 starts with Leif, and we've decided to do that in certain innings, and so that's how it works. And Drew goes to Cal State. Gosh dang it, I can't think. It starts with a P.
Cal Poly Pomona.
Cal Poly Pomona,
the
that's
Broncos,
it.
Yep.
The Broncos. Yeah, I told him we were at the Hastings College Broncos. He goes, this will be comfortable.
Yeah.
So, they think he's going to be in the mix as far as a possible starter position, and so our goal is to make him a starter, and I think in the second half he'll be part of that rotation as long as he continues to work hard.
As he is one of the he's the newest face on the Sod Buster roster. So
he is.
Drew DeAmbra, come on out and see him out of Wildomar, California.
He's a California kid his whole life, but I tell you what, when I told him we were going to be in a small town, Nebraska, he loves the pace.
Very cool.
He was like, man, this is comfortable. I love these people, and he's done a really good job hopping in here with guys that have been together a little bit longer and been a good teammate right from the get-go.
Well, he played at Dixie College to start out in Utah, and I would guess the pace is probably a little slower than California there in Utah.
I would
can't tell
guess.
you for sure, but
yes.
St. George, Utah is where Dixie State is. Danny Garcia to the plate now, as Danny's been doing some pitching and hitting, and He's got a 1-1 count on him. Grounded to the pitcher his last time up. 5-2 Pioneers on top of the Sod Busters. Bottom of the fourth as Western Nebraska put up 5 the first 2 innings. Sod Busters battled with 2 2-out runs last frame. And a hard hit ball that's off the glove of the third baseman. Garcia hustles and he'll make it to first. First error of the game on Western Nebraska as it caught Stevie Hom between hops. And so a runner at first, nobody out for Dallin Quigley, who got his first home run of the year yesterday for the Hastings Sod Busters.
We got the picture right away. I tell you what, those teeth were all you could see is teeth. That was one happy young man. So that was really neat to see him do that, and a good swing. And he's been working hard to take an extra BP, trying to get his timing back a little bit. Kind of got caught in between, and there's another hard hit ball, and that's going to be a tough play. Darn it.
The shortstop, they will get the lead runner. Good job there for Isaac Lopez to throw out Danny Garcia. 6-4. Dallin Quigley hits into a fielder's choice. And I know some of the silver linings yesterday in that Sod Buster doubleheader loss.
There wasn't any silver lining, Steve. We
Garrett
lost
Kennedy
2-1. No, that's
Garrett
right.
Kennedy,
Okay.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's right. Garrett Kennedy, again, that's another young man who has really put in a lot of work. I talk to these little league teams every night, and we talk to them about going to practice is the bare minimum. Well, these 2 young men have put in extra time to get better, and it's paying dividends. Garrett Kennedy, I've never seen him with more confidence walking around there. He has an approach that he's comfortable with and just doing a real good job.
As now it's Fred Bond, grounded to shortstop his last time up. 1 on, 1 out. Sod Busters trail at 5-2. Bouncing ball right at the shortstop. Could be 2. Throw to second for 1. Over to first in time, and the Sod Busters are gone here in the 4th inning very quickly after the leadoff error. Fielder's choice grounded, and then a 6-4-3 double play. Stick it around, you need to go.
I better go. I got enough groups here, but I got to say hi to my family. I forgot to do that. They're still up there.
Look at the camera.
Oh, there you go. Hi, everybody. Enjoy your last day. I know it was a little bit cold today, but enjoy your last night, and can't wait to see everybody tomorrow night.
Scott Galusha, owner, general manager.
I think it's Tuesday, right?
It's Tuesday, yes.
Yep, we're good. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks.
All right. We appreciate Scott coming up as the Sod Busters. They are trailing it by a score of 5-2 as we head to the 5th inning. For the Hastings Sod Busters, 2 runs on 4 hits. They have committed an error, and they gave a hit. Okay, so give a hit to Danny Garcia, and no error for Western Nebraska. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. So the Sod Busters now have 2 runs on 4 hits. They have they've stranded 2 in the game. And meanwhile, the Western Nebraska Pioneers, 5 runs now on 8 hits in the contest as Western Nebraska leads it by a score of 5-2. And we will head to inning number 5. And once again, here's Josh Salmon.
All right, thank you, Steve. And I was enjoying one of the delicious hamburgers. If somebody saw me stuffing my face on TV, I didn't know the camera was on from the side. So.
Oh, you were standing right in front of the...
I was standing here, just a moment ago, and I'm stuffing my face, and Caden's in there laughing, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
If you've seen me eat, it's not pretty, so I'm sorry anybody had to see that. Here we go. Coming up here for the Pioneers in the 5th inning, it's going to be Lopez, Walsh, and Ullman against Drew D'Ambra. D'Ambra doing a good job of relief coming in, not allowing any runs thus far, taking over for Schroeder in the 3rd inning. So Lopez comes up the shortstop. 2 for 2 today. He's done a lot for the Pioneers in this game. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. 2 of the 5 are his. First time he has seen D'Ambra. And the lefty comes set. Pitch fouled off first base side out of play. And a hit and count is 0-1 is D'Ambra.
Isaac Lopez out of the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. They are the Vaqueros.
Vaqueros, very nice.
Which
You're
is
prepared.
A cowboy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Not only having to get the mascot, but to translate it into what we would understand.
That's going to be a little something extra in your envelope this week.
Yep.
Here's I can't prove that. Here's the 0-1. Down the third base line, but foul. A nice grab by the base coach over there. Good hands. He's got some eligibility left over there, maybe. Who knows?
I'm sure Isaac, probably very familiar with Blake Burrows, who played this past year at Texas Rio Grande Valley.
And we haven't seen Blake yet in this game, but don't be surprised if we don't.
Certainly a pinch runner candidate if the Sod Busters are going to find a way late in the game to battle back here, trailing at 5-2.
Pitch a little low on that one. It's 1-2 here to the shortstop for the Pioneers.
So we did get verification from Scott Galusha that
on the playoff thing.
Yeah, if it's a head-to-head tie, it's who has won the season series so far. And Western Nebraska has beaten North Platte 4 out of the 6 meetings so far. Last night's game notwithstanding, so Western would win the first half if they win today.
High chopper up the middle. They're going to have to hurry. Garcia got it in one motion and not going to be in time. Oh wow, they call him out. Ooh, I don't know. I didn't think he was, but that is an out.
Western Nebraska doesn't think it was in time. As Lopez not happy, the first base coach is not pleased, and when all is said and done, it is an out here in inning number 4.
So what about Fremont, though? Because they're only game out, so they could still. So if these guys lose,
no,
Fremont can't move in.
Well, North Platte's is idle. So if Fremont wins, they pick up a half game, but they don't pick up a full game.
I see. That's right, half game.
Yep.
So that brings up PK Walsh. Walsh has walked and flown out. Officially 0 for 1 in the game.
A Fremont win gets them to 16-11, which would still be behind North Platte at 17-10.
And it's a strike in there to PK Walsh. She's down the count 0-2. So D'Ambra doing a terrific job out of the bullpen in the game here for Hastings. Only allowed 1 hit, striking out 4. Make that 5 as PK Walsh goes down. So a strikeout to Walsh and 2 outs.
Yeah, it's wacky. Last week it seemed like every one of these teams in the top 4 had played a different number of games, but with North Platte having the day off, with a doubleheader yesterday between Fremont and Hastings, all the top 4 teams will have played the same number of games after today.
Bryce Allman steps in. He is 0 for 2, a ground out to second base and a line out to second base. So be ready at second base. Here's the ball, 1 to Bryce Allman. Looks like there's some bodies moving around the Buster bullpen, but an inside-out swing. Watson giving it a chase, but out of play on the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Scott was mentioning D'Ambra going to be converting to a starting pitcher perhaps next year at his college, Cal Poly Pomona. So want to extend him out a little bit. Had 40 pitches thrown coming into this frame, and so, but still you don't want to work him too hard with Sod Busters with some opportunities to get some other guys out there.
1 ball, 1 strike. I was talking with the pitchers the other night, and they said it's a big difference between starting and relieving. It's difference between like a sprint and a marathon, pretty much. You've really got to pace yourself. You can't just go out there and give everything you got in the first inning or two. So that takes a lot of getting used to for some of these guys.
D'Ambra trying for his second 1-2-3 inning in 3 innings pitched so far for this Hastings Sod Buster team.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Buster still trail 5-2, but I smell a comeback in the air.
Is that what that was?
That's what it is. And the burgers, they're delicious.
Okay.
Both of those.
It smells good.
Yeah. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Strike 3, froze him in his tracks, and Allman goes down. Second strikeout in a row, and down go the Pios here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base at the end of 4 1/2. It is 5-2. Pioneers with the lead. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Imagine visiting a place with historic housing districts, beautiful parks, and strolling through downtown shops. No, it isn't a fairy tale. It's Hastings, Nebraska. Hastings is the birthplace of Kool-Aid. You can see the Kool-Aid exhibit at the Hastings Museum, along with many other amazing attractions and a planetarium. And visit the one and only Nebraska Bigfoot Crossroads of America Museum and Research Center. It all starts with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. Start exploring at visithastings.nebraska.com. Experience Hastings with the Adams County Visitors Bureau.
Nebraska Realty is a homegrown company that is deeply invested in the communities it serves. They are the largest independent real estate brokerage in the state with over 950 agents serving communities all across Nebraska. Nebraska Realty operates on the same principles and values as the people of this state: honesty, hard work, community, and people. They recently opened an office in Hastings and are excited to be part of the community and do their part in helping it thrive. See what Nebraska Realty can do for you at nebraskarealty.com.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, and Caden Kirkhack with you. As 5-2, Buster's trying to find a way back into this one. Putting up a couple there in the 3rd inning. Weren't able to do much in the 4th, but see what they can do here. Bringing up this inning in the 5th to come back It'll be Tyson Gertis, Tegan Tamia, and Garrett Kennedy up. Against the right-hander here, that is Narker. Narker thus far in the game for the Pioneers has pitched 4 innings, give up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, and 18 batters faced. Tyson Gertis comes up. Gertis, right fielder tonight, unbelievable defender. Still struggling a little bit with the bat, batting 121. Does have a hit tonight. He's 0 for 1 tonight. And the first pitch misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So no game tomorrow. So if you're planning on showing up tomorrow, sorry. There was something going on with the Pioneers, and they discussed it, and just no game tomorrow. So next time to see the Sod Busters will be on July 4th.
Sod Busters, it's not the best, it's not the worst thing in the world for Hastings to have not 1 but 2 games off before that road trip to Casper, kind of regather themselves. So the first half will end, and the Sod Busters' first game of the second half won't be until they hit the road for the Friday series at Casper, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, a chance for them to recharge the batteries both physically and mentally, I think. 2-1 right now. And that one outside, good at bat here by Tyson Gertis, goes to 3-1. So Narker's only walked 1 batter all year, and Duddleston is in danger of walking his second batter here with Tyson Gertis. Busters would love to get the leadoff hitter on in the 5th, trailing by 3, and they do. Second walk.
So got the leadoff man aboard for the second straight inning. Last time, disappointment as they ended up having a fielder's choice grounder, then a double play ball, and Narker had to throw only 6 pitches to face 4 batters last inning, and now he walks the first man. He's already thrown 5 pitches this inning as Tegan Tamia singled his first time up, steps to the plate.
So Tamia comes up. Tegan with the single and a walk for him. No, I take that back. I'm looking at the wrong way. Single. There's 2 singles for him in the game. Tamia doing a good job with the bat, batting in the 9th spot. He's one of those guys that's kind of can move around the lineup and be productive, and there he is with his second hit.
And first and second, Sod Busters will bring the tying run to the plate with nobody out here in inning number 5. And it was this spot in the order that really ignited that 3-run inning as you had Tamia single, Kennedy single, and Matson doubled back in inning number 3 when the Sod Busters trailed 5-0. They're now down 5-2, and we'll see if they can get some same kind of magic here with first and second and nobody out.
This is the guy you want up. He's been hitting red hot. 2 for 2 in both games yesterday against the Moo, and he has a single here in this game. First pitch in there for a strike. So you got 2 runners on, and representing the tying run there is Garrett Kennedy. Right now, this is the guy you want up. Trevor Matson had a big double last time up. He's on deck, so a chance to really do some damage here for the Busters, and they need to. Down by 3. 5-2 is our score. Bottom 5, 2 on. Floats in. The pitch there. He wasn't sure what to do with that one. Garrett Kennedy did foul it off.
Bad luck. If he could have just got out of the way, it would have definitely been a ball and 1-1. Now it's a battle of 0-2 and just kind of stuck the bat out there. If he doesn't have the bat there, likely hits him, but it may hit him in the face, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, it was more of a self-defense move than anything. So, pitch coming up here from Gunnar Nartker, the right-hander. 2 on here, speedy on the base path. And they're keeping an eye over there on Gertis at second. He goes back. Taking Tamia over at first. Like to see a little gapper here and be able to get a couple runs in. Gertis with a couple home runs of this yesterday too in Fremont. Swings and misses on that one, and he goes down on strike. So that's a big out there for Gunnar Nartker.
Yeah, Garrett Kennedy with those 2 home runs as he had 2 hits in each of the 2 games. And 1 for 3 now with Trevor Matson coming to the plate.
Matson with the big 2 RBI double last inning. He owns the only 2 RBIs for the Busters in the game. Chance to do some more damage here. Why not put another couple RBIs on as Gertis runs. It's double steal. They throw down to second to try to get Tamia, and he is safe. I think he got in there before the tag anyways, and the guy dropped the ball. Doesn't matter. Stolen base by Gertis, stolen base by Tamia. I love the aggressiveness. Now runners in scoring position.
Yeah, any old single to the outfield will score 2 here for the Hastings Sod Busters. Down 5-2. Big spot in this one here in the bottom half of inning number 5.
All right, 2 stolen bases for the Busters this inning. Only 1 out. Trevor Matson up. Last time gapped out to left center field with that double. And it's a ball and a strike here.
Trevor's had two pretty good at-bats. His first one was struck solidly, but it was a fly out to left field. Last time, no doubt, as he split P.K. Walsh and Eric Smelko in left and center.
Here is the 1-1 offering. That one popped up on the infield. And second baseman Camps underneath it, does make the out there. And that's Garcia. That's 2 down.
That is going to be disappointing for Trevor there, and we'll see if Sawyer Duddleston can pick up the team. At least want to get one home with that runner at third base and runner at second. Of course, single to the outfield, you likely get 2, but find a way to at least get 1 out of that to salvage the inning.
Yeah, you don't want to leave runners on base when you're down by 3. You have 2 runs, you have 2 runners on base. That's not a good ratio, so you got to get somebody in here. This is very important at bat here for Sawyer Duddleston.
Particularly just fundamentally, you know, the runner at third, less than 2 outs, got to get that run home, and they did not as of yet, anyway.
Now, foul off first base side. Duddleston has walked. 0 for 1 officially with a ground out his first at bat. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pitch coming up here from Narker, and it's outside, 1-1.
Good stop there on the backhand for Declan Wisner to save his team a run. It was in the dirt, and if that gets back to the screen, great speed. Tyson Gertis is going to come in and score.
Tyson Gertis stands at third. Tegan Tommy at second. A walk and a single, respectively. Both stole their bases. And that one well outside, but getting the call as a strike. It's 1-2 here to Sawyer Duddleston. So very, very good speed on the base path here, and Duddleston just needs to get a little looper into the outfield. I know it's easier said than done, or something back up the middle, but Busters really need to get a run in here, trailing by 3. And that one misses, so maybe they gave one back to us after a questionable call before.
Western Nebraska, they were headed to the dugout. They were ready to get the bats and going for that 6th inning.
You giveth and you taketh away. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Sawyer Duddleston, and that one a high chopper down third base line. That's going to be a foul ball, so will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So Sawyer needs to take advantage of that. Maybe gets a little break here and try to find a way to make him pay and get a chance to get 1 or 2 home.
So shadows now creeping over the pitcher's mound there on their way to left side of the infield. Here is the 2-2 coming up from Nartker. That one inside out swing to right field. Maybe this will fall, and it just hangs up there a little too long for the right fielder to get it. Doggone it. Nothing doing there for the Busters. Well, they got no hits, 1 hit, and 2 left on base. No runs that inning for the Sod Busters, and at the end of 5, it is 5-2 Western Nebraska. This is Sod Busters.
How do you remember things? Post-it note, string around your finger, smartphone reminder? Whatever you do, remember Nebraska Pick 3 2x2 and My Day. 3 great Nebraska Lottery Lotto games that are all $1 per play with drawings every day. Nebraska Pick 3 lets you choose your own bet type. 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. Must be 19, please play responsibly. Oh, got a reminder. Produced Nebraska Lottery commercial. I'm all over that.
Get the latest in news, sports, and local interest stories with the Hastings Tribune. The Tribune's award-winning staff provides you with the best in local content, from the news you need to amazing photographic moments to the latest in Sod Buster baseball news. Check out the classifieds, browse the business directory, and more. The Hastings Tribune, always a good read. Pick up the latest issue or subscribe today. Both print and e-editions are available. HastingsTribune.com. The Hastings Tribune, a proud sponsor of Sod Buster Baseball.
Well, Busters trail 5-2 here in the 6th inning. Steve Stein will have you here in the 6th.
All right, Ryan Callahan, Stevie Hom, Eric Smelko, 8-9-1 up there against Drew D'Ambrose. Done a really nice job since coming in the 3rd. 3 scoreless innings, 51 pitches thrown, and 6 strikeouts as he brings the first pitch a little bit low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Ryan Callahan. 0 for 2 in the game. He did strike out against D'Ambro back in inning number 3. D'Ambro in relief of Jake Schroeder, who threw over 50 pitches in the first 2 innings. Bouncing ball between first and second. It's going to be handled by Garcia. Throw to first, close play, but out at first base. Good job there. Danny Garcia just beating Ryan Callahan with that throw and went out here in inning number 6.
He had to cover a lot of real estate to get to that one, so that was a really, really good play there by Danny Garcia.
Stevie Hom comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 1, walked and scored his first time up, struck out against D'Ambra in the 3rd. We're now in the 6th. Sod Busters in the game. You wondered if they would be the way this game started out. 1 in the first, 4 in the second for Western. But Sod Busters get 2 back in the 3rd and feel like one good inning, and you can catch this Western Nebraska Pioneer team. Huge game for the Pioneers. They win the first half of the Independence League Nebraska Land Division. They're a half game back of North Platte, but they have won the season series so far against the Plainsmen. 0-1 delivery, taken high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Stevie Hom.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed playoff berth then if you win the first half.
And they did that last year and then ended up 3rd in the second half after the tremendous second half and really season for Spearfish. They were really good and ended up and making the championship series and lost to Source Valley in the former Expedition League.
Yeah, I remember that second half. Sasquatch were just crazy good.
2-1 the count now on Stevie Hom with the leadoff man waiting on deck. 5-2 the score, Western on top. Hastings 4 games ago was in first place. Today they're in 4th place. That's how balanced this has been. Big swing, no contact, 2-2 as the team still tightly bunched, with North Platte having today off at 17-10, Western 16-10, Fremont 15-11. They're home to Spearfish tonight, and Hastings at 14-12. And not to be outdone, Nebraska prospects battle their way back over 500 at 10-9, heading into today. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and no contact again. Stevie Hom goes down on strikes for the second time against D'Ambra. 2 up and 2 down. As back to the top of the order for Eric Smelko, Drew D'Ambra already with 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, 7 Ks. I was just counting there. That's a great relief appearance for him. And as you mentioned, he's going to try to go back to college and be a starter. So working on his build up here, if you will. His, I can't think of the word now. Stamina. That's the word I was looking for.
Eric Smelko. Big first couple of innings for this Pioneer squad. An infield single, a double, 2 runs scored. Then he flew out in his first appearance against D'Ambra. No balls and 1 strike here after the foul ball. 2 up, 2 down as D'Ambra trying for his 3rd 1-2-3 inning in 4 tries against Western. Pitch is missing for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike as Drew D'Ambra, the newest member of the Hastings Sod Busters out of Cal Poly Pomona, the Broncos, which went 35-19, an NCAA Division II playoff qualifier in the spring. 1-1 delivery, lofted in the air, and that's a base hit. Feel bad for Tegan Tamia.
He didn't see it at all.
No, that sun was awful. And Tegan Tamia tried to look up. I don't know if he's going to get there anyway, but he just basically bailed out of the way because he had no clue where that ball was going. It is going to be a 2-out single for Smelko, who does single back up the middle for the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
Yeah, it's hit tough because he's only about 5'4", and so that's where the ball was almost eye level to him, and it just hit him in the sun right, and he couldn't see it.
Now it's going to be Jace Jeremiah, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs on the day, and he also stole 2 bases his last time on. Time is called. D'Ambra went ahead and threw, but Jeremiah had stepped out. Jace Jeremiah, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases in the game against Sod Buster pitching. Runner at first. Here's the pitch. And that's over but low. 1 ball and no strikes on Jace Jeremiah.
Are they doing the nicknames for the opposing team too? Because you could be Jake Jeremiah with a bullfrog. That's a long one.
Yeah, that would be all right.
It's a stretch.
Throw over to first. D'Ambra's got a pretty good move, but Smelko had it read pretty well. There's so many tough nicknames for Smelko. He had to be a tough elementary school kid. You know,
school's hard.
Name. Yep. 1-0 delivery. Pitch is in there for a strike, and Smelko hustles back after Fred Bond faked the throw down. 1-1 the count. Sodbuster defense. At first base, it's Jacob Watson. At second, see Danny Garcia. Tegan Tamia is the shortstop today, and at third base, it's Trevor Matson. That's the infield from first to third. D'Ambra shakes off a side from catcher Fred Bond. Now he's set to go with the 1-1 pitch. Low for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike on Jace Jeremiah. The outfield, Dallin Quigley in left,
Garrett Kennedy in center. Both those guys getting home runs in the doubleheader at Fremont yesterday. Kennedy got 2, and then Tyson Gertis is in right field. 2-1 delivery. Runner bluffs, does not go, and the pitch swung on and missed, and 2 strikes now on Jace Jeremiah to go along with 2 balls. Runner at first, 2 outs. Sod Busters lead it by Sod Busters trail it by a score of 5-2.
Yeah, very nice changeup there by D'Ambra.
Drew trying to finish him off, and the pitch. Looping liner toward right field. Back-to-back hits, and runners will be at first and second. Gertis has it. Get by him. Runners will advance to second and third. Let's see if they try to score the run. Here comes the run home. The throw is going to be in time. Now it goes by the catcher. Another run is coming in and will score. Man, oh man.
He came all the way around on that one.
Sod Busters, it's a single and 2 errors on the play, and man, oh man, there is 2 cheap runs, the cheapest of cheap runs, and the Sod Busters going to be very disappointed with that, as 2 errors on the play, allowing 2 runs to score. Smelko from first, and Jeremiah all the way around the bases, never stopped running.
Wow.
Eesh.
That's all I can say to that is wow.
And the Sod Busters, which have been so good defensively in the outfield, have 2 outfield errors on the same play. The one that got by Gertis, and then the throwing error coming home that went by the catcher. And great hustle for Jeremiah, not taking for granted, because really a good play on the backup, and they're probably able to get the out at home. But a very aggressive play, and the Pioneers back up by 5 now. It's 7-2 here in the top of the 6th. That hurts a lot. Going to be out of the inning, and at worst right there, actually was going to be first and second with 2 outs, because the runner had already stopped at second base, Smelko, and then Gertis, who just had to get by him. That's happened a couple of times here in the last 2 home games, 3 home games, I guess it is, for Gertis out in right.
Gertis had 1 error coming into this game all season,
and both of them, they haven't been, dropped balls, or they haven't been. It's been bouncing balls by him. It was almost the exact same play. Semi-routine for Gertis for what he's shown for fly balls.
Yeah, that's just a crazy error.
That's too bad. 2-1 delivery on the way, and this one is lined back up the middle, and that's a base hit. The inning continues here for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, leading at 7-2 as the Sod Busters 2 errors in the inning, 3 errors in the game against the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
And all the damage coming with 2 outs. You had Callahan grounded out, Stevie Hom struck out, and then 3 singles in a row.
Yeah, and Smelko solidly struck. Jeremiah, a little looping liner, and that one just taken right back to the outfield. And now it's going to be Western Nebraska with their 4-hole hitter, Declan Weisner, trying to continue the inning with the team already up by 5. Sod Busters got 2 2-out runs across in the 3rd, and Western Nebraska gets them back here in the 6th, and 2 unearned runs for the Sod Busters given up after that particular exchange of errors. So, bad luck here for Drew D'Ambra, trying to get out of this inning and throwing some extra pitches here in the contest. Declan Weisner now at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Here's the pitch, and line shot. Foul ball down the first base line. Watson went headlong to try to get it, and just foul. Otherwise, that's extra bases and likely another run scoring against D'Ambra and the Sod Busters.
73 pitches D'Ambra's at right now.
So had 51 pitches coming into this frame after that 11-pitch inning last time. So has had to throw over 20 pitches, and likely his final inning of relief for the Hastings Sod Busters after the first 2 for Jacob Schroeder. Pitch swung on and fouled away. 1-2 now on Weisner, the catcher for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. He is out of Walters State from Castle Rock, Colorado. Sod Busters with some work to do as the hole gets a little deeper. You felt pretty good at 5-2, and we'll see how those 2 runs affect the mentality of this Sod Buster team in the final 4 at-bats of this one. Pitch taken outside, 2-2 the count. Certainly not
out of the realm of possibility, but got to take some work now against the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
Yeah, right now you just need to get the third out. You retired the first two, and then all this damage with 2 outs.
2-2 pitch. Runner goes, and a bouncing ball back up the middle off the glove of the pitcher. It comes to Tamia, the shortstop. Throw to first in time. It'll go as a 1-6-3 putout of Declan Wisner's. DeAmber gets a little bit of piece of that one. Tegan Tamia ends up throwing him out, and after all is said and done, 3 runs come home on 3 hits. There were 2 errors and 1 man left, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's Western Nebraska 7, Hastings 2. This is Sod Busters.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Nebraska Realty is a homegrown company that is deeply invested in the communities it serves. They are the largest independent real estate brokerage in the state with over 950 agents serving communities all across Nebraska. Nebraska Realty operates on the same principles and values as the people of this state: honesty, hard work, community, and people. They recently opened an office in Hastings and are excited to be part of the community and do their part in helping it thrive. See what Nebraska Realty can do for you at nebraskarealty.com.
We head to inning number 6, bottom half. Sod Busters trail it now 7-2 as Gunnar Nardker out for his 6th inning of work. He's allowed 2 runs on 5 hits so far. Hasn't been a huge strikeout guy, but has been around the plate. Has walked only 1. That was his first walk of the season. He does have 3 Ks on the day, as he will be facing the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Hastings Sod Busters. And Nardker coming into this inning with 70 pitches thrown, as we'll see Watson, Garcia, and Quigley trying to get those 2 runs back and more. 2 runs, 1 of those was earned. So Drew DeAmber, 4 innings, 2 runs allowed, 1 earned on 4 hits, with 3 of them coming in succession. There's the pitch taken on the outside corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Jacob Watson, who's hit a couple of fly balls to left field today. 0 for 2 for Watson, the left-handed hitter, against the right-handed pitcher Gunnar Nardker. Nardker, an excellent ERA coming into today, and he's backed it up. Bouncing ball left side. Third baseman boots it. No play. Sod Busters give it a chance here as Stevie Hom will officially commit the first error of the day for the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
Yeah, he had a questionable play last inning, but they end up ruling it a hit on Danny Garcia's hit, and a tough day over there at the third base for Hom.
So Sod Busters runner at first, nobody out. Garcia will come to the plate now. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Danny Garcia, San Jose State product, trying to move Jacob Watson along and grounds this one into left field. So back-to-back hits for Danny Garcia, and the Sod Busters have first and second. Nobody out. Really big to come back and get those 2 back after they gave up the 2 runs in inning number 6.
Well, Fremont getting spanked at home right now, 8-0 in the 4th. So that's interesting.
Spearfish has been playing really well. I mean, that was a team, I think they were like 4-15 on the year, and they have had a little bit of a run, 10-17, finishing strong at the end of the first half. And like I said, that's the neat thing about having a first half and a second half. You may see Spearfish, if they can continue their run, they may be a factor in the second half race after Badlands won the Great Plains Division first half.
They did last year.
Pitch is missing for ball 1. Meanwhile, the Nebraska Land Division, it should be a lot of fun in the second half. I mean, all of the teams so close in talent and in their records, and if it's the same kind in the second half, you'd think it'd be pretty unlikely that you're going to have a different first half, the same first half winner and the second half winner, with as even as these teams are, as Dallin Quigley takes ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes, and Sod Busters still trying to play a factor here. North Platte wins the first half title if the Sod Busters win today, and if Western wins, they capture the first half title. They would end up at a tie with North Platte, but had won the season series so far.
Pretty well hit ball off the bat of Dallin Quigley, but it's right at the center fielder and no chance for advancement there. As Eric Smelko has it played well. Dallin Quigley solidly struck, but he is out and now 0 for 3. First and second, nobody out for Fred Bond.
Yeah, Smelko has a really good arm out there, so unless you're one of the speedy guys at second base, you're not going to get the third on that.
It'd be interesting to see if they play that a little bit differently with if it was just a 3-run game. It was 5-2 heading into this frame, but 7-2, you pretty much have to play for the big inning. You're not going to be bunting there, and now you're just trying to play for these 2 runs and more with Fred Bond batting. Bond fouls the first pitch back. No balls, 1 strike on Fred Bond, who grounded out his first time up, then grounded into a double play his last time up. Both those were hit at the shortstop, Isaac Lopez. 7-2, Western Nebraska on top, bottom half of the 6th inning. Sod Busters work to do. They have about been out hit 11-6 in the game. Sod Busters have also committed 3 errors. As a check swing, left side, and foul. It's 0-2 on Fred Bond. Sod Busters losing a pair of 1-run games yesterday, 2-1 and 10-9. Fred Bond did not play in yesterday's twin bill, getting some action here today. Very deep Sod Buster team. A lot of guys give it a chance. You can pretty much play 2 out of every 3 days.
Blake Burrows steps into the on-deck circle. Chance he'll probably pinch hit next for Curtis.
Try to get him at bat. Pitch swung on and missed. And down goes Fred Bond on strikes. That will be the 4th strikeout issued by Gunnar Nartker, who has been solid today, is up near 80 pitches thrown, and 2 outs in the inning for the pinch hitter for the Hastings Sod Busters, Blake Burrows. Burrows has been rock solid since joining the team, hitting .391. This is his 9th game played. 9 hits on the year. He has knocked in 1 and scored 5. Trying to pick up his team a little bit here. He had first and second, nobody out. First and second, 2 outs now. And Sod Busters in danger of squandering a pretty decent opportunity. They had first and second, nobody out last inning and did not score. So really disappointing the last 2 innings, getting an opportunity to get runs on the board and unable to cash the opportunities to this point. The pitch. Right across for strike 1, no balls and 1 strike on number 3 in the Hastings roster, Blake Burrows, out of Weatherford, Texas. Still looking for a college for his final year of eligibility. 0-1 delivery, taken high and outside. Played his first 3 years at Kansas State, a year at Texas Rio Grande Valley, and would like something closer to Weatherford, Texas. About an 8-hour road trip, either to Manhattan, Kansas, or to the home of Texas Rio Grande Valley. 1-1 delivery on the way. Big swing, no contact. 1-2 now on Blake Burrows.
Burrows was 1 for 3 in the Moo doubleheader yesterday.
Played in the first game of that twin bill. Sod Busters had 7 hits in the first game, 7 hits in the second game, but what a difference in offensive production. Just 1 run the first game, 9 in the second, but it wasn't enough, and Burrows strikes out. Good job for Nartker. Back-to-back innings, allows the first 2 on, and then comes to kind of mows him down. Gets back-to-back strikeouts here, and that will do it for the Sod Busters in the 6th inning. 7-2 Western after 6, and this is
Nebraska Realty is a homegrown company that is deeply invested in the communities it serves. They are the largest independent real estate brokerage in the state with over 950 agents serving communities all across Nebraska. Nebraska Realty operates on the same principles and values as the people of this state: honesty, hard work, community, and people. They recently opened an office in Hastings and are excited to be part of the community and do their part in helping it thrive. See what Nebraska Realty can do for you at nebraskarealty.com.
A round of applause as well as a big happy birthday.
Way to the 7th inning. Hastings Sod Busters trail by a score of 7-2, and Drew D'Ambra really extended here today. He's already thrown 7 innings, or I should say 73 pitches and 4 innings. He's going to come out there again, at least to begin this frame, with his squad down by 5. Was a victim of some bad luck. A couple of singles allowed, and there was 2 errors on the same play, which allowed 2 runs to score. Now the next guy did get a single, so they did make one of those runs earned that scored, but then a ground out to end the frame as the Western Nebraska Pioneers looking to add on to a 7-2 lead here in inning number 7.
Jacob Shaw warming up for the Sod Busters right now, so we'll see how much leash is left here for D'Ambra. Has done a good job out of the bullpen.
Hastings Sod Busters wrapping up the first half of the season, and again a change in the schedule. No game tomorrow for the Hastings Sod Busters. They're going to make that game with Western Nebraska up later in the year. There was some scheduling things with the field. Western Nebraska had something they wanted to get back for, so one way or the other, no game tomorrow. Next home action for the Sod Busters after today will be July 4th, a 5:05 start time as our first look at home against the North Platte Plainsmen.
Hey, you're getting out of carpooling then tomorrow. That's what that means. It was your turn to drive. Oh, no, that's not Sunday. What am I talking about?
I was going to say, I can't drive.
It felt like Saturday all
anyway.
day today.
Yep, well, lucky you. Here's the pitch, and it is rifled foul. No balls, 1 strike off the bat of Isaac Lopez, who's played a big part in this game. A couple of singles, 2 RBIs. He's got a stolen base and has been really good at the shortstop position for the Sod Busters, for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Isaac Lopez out of Edinburgh, Texas. Stands in the right-handed box. Left-handed pitcher Drew D'Ambra brings it home, and this is rifled at Tegan Tamia, the shortstop. He'll set, he'll throw in time. Good job for the Flying Hawaiian, the shortstop of the Hastings Sod Busters, Tegan Tamia, to gun down Isaac Lopez, and that will bring up P.K. Walsh.
I should tell people we carpool on Sundays usually together,
Yes,
and I was off today at my other job, and so it felt like Saturday to me, so my bad.
Yep, I worked all day, so but that's okay. It's good to be able to work. 0 for 2 for P.K. Walsh. He's also walked in the game. Western Nebraska leads at 7-2. Looping liner, and that's right at the center fielder, as we will see Garrett Kennedy come on to make the play. And Blake Burrows stays in the game. He's now in right field after pinch hitting last inning, as Dallin Quigley remains in left field for the Hastings Sod Busters. So a couple of quick outs. Ground out and a line out, and D'Ambra trying to get through a very efficient 7th inning if he can find a way to retire Price Allman. Allman 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch swinging, no balls, 1 strike on Price Allman. Allman, Oral Roberts product, redshirt freshman, stands in the right-handed box for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. D'Ambra a little bit low with this offering. 1-1 the count. Top half of the 7th inning, Sod Busters down to their final 9 outs, on the verge of a 5-game losing streak, when a few days ago they were in first place in the division. They've fallen to 4th in this very competitive Nebraska Land division.
And the Pioneers have a 4-game winning streak coming into tonight. They're looking to make it 5.
They actually lost yesterday to North Platte. North Platte has the 4-game winning streak.
Oh, I take that back. Oh, okay, they had it on here.
Because North Platte ended up winning 3-2 yesterday. North Platte's in first place in the division after that 3-2 win over Western. And the pitch is a little bit low. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Price Allman.
You're correct. I'm sorry. I looked at it wrong.
And North Platte, with their late close, they were able to get the sweep of the series before the game with Western Nebraska and won a very competitive game, 3-2, and what could have been the championship game for the first half had Hastings beaten Western Nebraska today, but Western tried to come back and get the win today, which would give them the first half title due to the fact that they won 4 out of 6 against North Platte. Little looping liner towards center field. Garrett Kennedy's got it, and another solid inning for Drew D'Ambra as he works his way through the top of the 7th. No damage done. 1, 2, 3 go the Pios. In the 7th inning, it's still Western Nebraska 7, Hastings 2, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
You know Graham Tire for their quality tires and service, but did you know that they do brakes, batteries, and oil changes, and even shocks and struts? Graham Tire in Hastings has the quality products and great service you have come to expect from the Graham name. Rick and his crew will get you fixed up and right back on the road safely. And you can trust that the job was done right. That's peace of mind. Graham Tire in Hastings, West 2nd Street, Open 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. A proud sponsor of Sod Buster Baseball.
Hastings Sod Busters trail at 7-2, and they're going to face a new pitcher, Ignacio Rodney Reynoso, out of Trinidad State College in Colorado, a sophomore, and he is from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. So Sod Busters probably kind of happy to see Gunnar Nardker gone. They had a couple of opportunities in the 5th and 6th innings, unable to capitalize as Nardker worked 83 effective pitches. And we'll see what Sod Busters can get done with their 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up here in the 7th inning.
That'd be one of those names you want to roll the R's. Ignacio Rodney Reynoso.
Yep.
That's a fun one to say.
It is. Yep.
They got us some tough ones on this team. That's one of them there. And then some of them, the spelling is a little different than the way it's said, too. So tough to do there. So the night is done there for Narker, and he did a really good job. In line for the win if Busters can't be able to come back and down by 5.
Meanwhile, Reynoso has been a lot of decisions for this Western Nebraska team. He's making his 7th appearance. He's 2-2 on the year. 10 2/3 innings. He's allowed 6 runs on 9 hits. He struck out 11, walked 4, an ERA of 5.06 for Western, the team with the second best ERA in the Independence League. Sod Busters come in at number 3 in ERA. We'll see what Tegan Tommy can get done, as Tegan already with 2 hits on the day and a stolen base. He's also scored one of the 2 Sod Buster runs, both of the runs coming in the 3rd. Sod Buster battling back from a 5-0 deficit to make 5-2, but Western getting 2 runs back in the 6th, so 5-run deficit again for Hastings, needing to strike here with only 9 outs remaining. Tegan Tamia, the right-handed box against Reynoso. Reynoso works out of the wind, and the pitch. Inside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Tegan Tamia. Man, the Dominican Republic has had some baseball players.
Yes, they have.
Right-hander brings it home.
At all levels.
Yep. Pitch missing for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes on Tegan Tamia, and it looks like Reynoso can bring it a little bit. Sod Busters maybe facing a little bit higher velocity than Gunnar Narker, who was very solid through the first 6 today. Bouncing ball foul, 2-1 the count. Hey, what a play for the coach down there. Good job for Chris Ceballos.
Former catcher, good hands.
And Jake Bigham is in his final game as an assistant coach for the Sod Busters down at first. He's got some employment. We'll have to find out what exactly that is. I forgot to ask Scott about that during our conversation in the 4th. But good luck to Jake Bigham as he takes his skills onward.
Yeah, he was a Sod Buster pitcher for 2 years, and he came back and coached this year. So best of luck to him.
2-2 the count on Tegan Tamia as the right-hander brings it home. Reynoso to swing and miss one in the dirt. The catcher's got it, throws to first. They complete the out there. Good job for Wisner to hang with it and gun down to Callahan. And a good start for Reynoso, who gets the K against Tegan Tamia. Back to the top of the order for Garrett Kennedy. Garrett Kennedy, 1 for 3 today, a single, a run scored. He's also struck out twice, a pair of hits in each of the 2 games yesterday, both losses at Fremont, falling 2-1 and 10-9. That eliminated them from first half contention, falling to 4th place in the division at 14-12 coming into today. Right-hander Reynoso brings it home. Off the end of the bat, takes a wacky little hop, but the second baseman measures it well and throws him out. Jace Jeremiah, well played. Garrett Kennedy, and quickly 2 outs for the Sod Busters in the 7th, and that'll bring to the plate Trevor Matson, who has the big hit in the game so far for the Sod Busters. They just haven't had enough of those. 2-run double back in the 3rd for the only RBIs for the Gardner-Webb product. Trevor Matson, the Gardner-Webb running Bulldogs.
Right, wow, I like the running Bulldogs. That's a good one.
Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1, although...
Because you have Georgetown, they're the Bulldogs, right? Or Bull...
Hoyas.
What is a Hoya?
But their mascot is the Bulldog.
Right.
I'm not sure what a Hoya is. But I don't know, do Bulldogs run that fast?
Well,
it's not a Greyhound. It's not a Whippet. I mean, Bulldogs
I think they lumber a little bit.
That could be, yeah.
I don't know how fast Bulldogs run. But so
Depends
it's
if it's feeding time. Yes.
It's a very unique mascot. 2-0 the count now on Trevor Mattson.
I never understood the Alabama Crimson Tide. What is a Crimson Tide? It's red water. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the background for University of Alabama. 2-0 the count on Trevor Mattson. The pitch is missing for ball 3. Felt bad for the Crimson Tide, didn't you? I mean,
no.
Lost the national championship game, man. When are they going to win again?
Oh, next year.
3-0 the count on Mattson. Sod Busters need base runners down by 5. Trevor takes high for ball 4, so 4-pitch walk with 2 outs off the arm of Reynoso, and the Sod Busters see if they can mount a 2-out rally. The only time they scored, they did it with 2 outs, nobody on. Now, the last 2 innings really disappointing, as they had first and second, nobody out in both the 5th and 6th, and did not score, and that was sandwiched around a 2-up, 2-down inning for Western Nebraska when they were able to plate 2 runs with 3 straight hits, including 2 errors on the same play, which allowed both those runs to come in. So, really sour taste in your mouth with those 3 half innings for the Hastings Sod Busters. As the right-hander brings it home, and that's right across for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Sawyer Duddleston. Duddleston's 0 for 2 in the game, has a walk. He's also flown out to right and grounded out. Sawyer Duddleston, right-handed hitter against the tall right-hander Reynoso. Looks over at Trevor Mattson. Mattson with a moderate lead. You wouldn't think he's going anywhere, down by 5. Does take a couple of more steps off, and the pitch is across for a strike. Quickly 2 strikes on Sawyer Duddleston. 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom of the 7th. Sod Busters trail at 7-2. They've been out hit 11-6 in the game.
Busters will see. I'll get to that in a second.
As Reynoso out of the stretch, and the pause as he kind of lost his footing and stopped, and that is a balk. So a runner in scoring position now, Trevor Mattson.
Busters will see the Casper Horseheads coming up on Thursday at Casper. But Casper and Gem City right now in a slug duel. 15 runs in that game. Gem City up 9-6 at home in the 6th.
Ooh.
That's a lot of runs there.
Yep. Yeah, those games in the Mountain Time Zone, a lot more high scoring. Some of those games at altitude. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed at one of the dirt, tagged up, and that'll do it for the Sod Busters. They go quietly in the 7th inning. No runs on no hits, 1 man left, and we head to the 8th. Josh Salmon will take you home when we come back. It remains Western Nebraska 7, Hastings 2, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Yeah, we got some Hastings College alums down the line. We have Julia and Taylor and Maddie. Let's make your college proud. On your mark, get set, go! And they're off 1, 2, I like what Taylor's doing, 3, faster, 4, 5, 6, how you guys doing? 7, more, 8, 9, 10, go! Oh, no, Maddie, this way, no! It is Maddie with the win! It's close, but good job, guys. You made Hastings College proud.
We head to the 8th inning. The Sod Busters trail at 7-2 as we will get a look at Jacob Shaw. Shaw out there for the 5th time this year. He's thrown 6 into 3rd innings. He has allowed 9 runs, all of them earned on 12 hits. He's struck out 12 and walked 9. Does come into the game 1-0 with an ERA of 9.64. Jacob Shaw will try to keep it a 5-run deficit here, heading into the 8th, and once again, it's Josh Salmon.
Thank you, Steve. Jacob last pitched on June 20th against the Moo in the 12-1 Sodbuster win. 1 inning in that one, gave up a hit, struck out 1, and 4 batters faced. So Jacob, from his hometown crowd here, trying to keep his team in this and see if they can get the bats going. Busters will be down to their last 6 outs, if you will. And so top of the 8th here, 7-2. Take a look at the Independence League scoreboard. We mentioned that Gem City is winning 9-6 at home against Casper Horseheads. Fremont still trailing 8-0 at home against the Spearfish Sasquatch. That game in the 5th. Canyon County Spuds up 1-0 at home against the Badland Big Sticks. And here our score is 7-2 with the Pioneers leading against Hastings.
And North Platte has the day off, and they are hoping for a big rally. If they are to win the first half title, Hastings has to beat Western Nebraska. If Western wins, both teams are 17-10, but Western had won the season series to this point 4-2, and so Western would be the first half champion.
So coming up this inning for the Pioneers, it is going to be 8-9-1 Callahan, Hum, and Smelko. Remember, no game tomorrow, so if you show up at Duncan Field, you're probably not going to see any Sod Busters because the game got canceled for tomorrow just due to both parts. And so next time you get to see them will be July 4th. That's going to be a 5:05 game here. And then on July 6th is the traveling military team. And get your tickets early for that because that may sell out. That's going to be a really cool deal.
It'll be fascinating to see the players on that team. Are they current? I assume they're current military members, or are they members of the academies?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
It'll be interesting to see. I just don't know enough about that group, so it'll be fun to learn about those guys when they get here.
The 0-1 to Ryan Callahan coming up from Jacob Shaw. Jacob kicks and delivers, swung on and missed 0-2. And as you said, I'd like to see Matt Sagman against them, patriotic. Who shows more, stands longer. The soldiers or him? I don't know. It'd be close, but. I almost said something to Matt. He got here about the same time I did this afternoon, and about said something to him, but I didn't about it. Down upstairs, 1-2. Jacob Shaw, third pitcher of the day for the Busters. Drew D'Ambra did a good job in relief of Jake Schroeder, who had a tough day starting. 7-2. Pioneers with the lead. It's 2-2 count now here to Ryan Callahan. Shaw, kind of a two-pitch pitcher, throws a lot of fastballs out there, and then we'll throw a breaking ball here and there too. Wants a new sign from his catcher, Fred Bond. And the pitch coming in. That one fouled off. Stays at 2-2.
You mentioned the military. They're on a little barnstorming tour in the Independence League. On the 2nd of July, they're going to be taking on Western Nebraska. Then the 4th, they'll go over to Casper and play 5 games within the league.
That one misses for 3-2. And they're supposed to be pretty good from what I hear.
They'll play Hastings the 6th and then head off to Fremont for a game on the 7th and wrap up their tour of this league, taking on North Platte on the 8th.
High chopper Jacob Shaw goes to grab it himself. The only place he has is to first base, and they're going to say, yes, he was out. He dropped the ball on the transfer, and he slid with his right foot to tag the bag, giving 110% there, Jacob Shaw, to get the out. He knows how important outs are.
What an athletic play for Jacob Shaw, because the first baseman had come off the bag thinking he was going to have to field it, so the only guy who could get there was Jacob Shaw. And with Callahan hustling down the line at first, a bang-bang play, and Shaw fortunately sliding, too, because if he runs full through, he may have a huge collision there with Callahan.
So that is the 7th inning in a row where they failed to get the leadoff hitter on for Pioneers. They do most of their action with either 2 outs or a couple outs.
Yeah, it hasn't followed form today in terms of getting that leadoff runner and scoring, because the Sod Busters had their first 2 on in both the 5th and 6th and did not score. The only time they scored, they had 2 outs, nobody on.
Stevie Hom up here as the third baseman for the Pioneers. And for Hom today, he is 0 for 2 with a run scored, walk and 2 strikeouts. Jacob Shaw thrown 9 pitches, make that 10 now in the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Pioneers able to put a run up in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the 6th. Busters only able to put 2 in the 3rd as of thus far. We're at the top of the 8th, 7-2 Pioneers. 7 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. And strike 3, got him. Down goes Hom, and 2 down.
He knew it, too, just could not get it checked, and no argument there for Western Nebraska, and back to the top of the order.
And so for the Busters, they scored, like I said, they scored their 2 runs in the 3rd. They have 2 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors. Back to the top of the order, Eric Smelko, who has been a terribly hard out today. He is 3 for 4 with his 2 singles and a double.
He's also scored 3 of their 7 runs, the epitome of a leadoff hitter for this Western Nebraska Pioneer crew.
No RBIs for him, though. 1-0 to Eric Smelko. Jacob Shaw Trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here against the Pioneers. And that one misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pioneers went 1-2-3 last inning. They also went 1-2-3 in the 5th. Those both against Deambra. 2 balls, no strikes to Jace Jeremiah. Pitch coming up. That one a chopper. Second base, Jenny Garcia can't come up with it. He waited a little long on it. It was a high chopper, and I think he misjudged it. He's used to playing on turf, but just misjudged on that one, and the runner on base. Interesting to see how they score that. I would say probably a hit.
Yeah, he had to go a long way for it, and I thought it took a little unusual hop right at the end. It was off his glove into right field, so that will be a fascinating look. It looks like the official score, Andy Chase, has given it a hit. On the scoreboard, they put it up as an error, but Andy, at this point, anyway, has given an infield single to Smelko, who has 4 hits on the day.
Wow. Batting average climbed to 329 now. Jace Jeremiah up. He's got a couple hits in the game. He's actually got 3 of them. He's 3 for 4 as well, the 365 batting average. Up in the count 1-0 right now. So Smelko leads off. We know he's very capable of stealing. He's very quick. And that one misses outside for Jacob Shaw, 2-0. So this has been a problem all year long for the Busters, is they just go right through, get the first 2 outs, and they just have a hard time getting that third out for whatever reason. I don't understand that. If somebody does, they could probably write a book, because that happens to a lot of pitching staffs. And that one, a generous strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, you just don't know what happens. You go right through the first 2 guys, ground out, strikeout. Okay, the inning's going to go good. Then you get singled. Sometimes you just have these things unravel with 2 outs. It's pretty amazing. That's what we saw earlier in the game, back in the 5th inning. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to Jace Jeremiah. Jeremiah from San Mateo, California. Throw down to second is very lackadaisical by Fred Bond, and I probably shouldn't even made it. It wasn't. He just kind of threw it lightly from his knees.
I think Fred just never saw the guy going until it was way too late. I don't know if it was a delayed steal or not. We've seen a couple of times where the Western Nebraska runners have taken off, and Fred just hasn't quite seemed ready or didn't act like he saw them go. And Smelko, another stolen base for this team. They have ran at will against Hastings today.
3-2, 2 outs, pitch on the way from Jacob Shaw, and that one in the dirt, and that's going to be ball 4. So again, just can't get the third out, and that's just continues to be a problem here for Hastings.
And the top 2 hitters in the lineup for Western Nebraska have a combined 7 hits. They have reached base 8 times, and they have really torn Hastings up, and they have also combined to score 5 of the 7 runs for Western Nebraska.
The rest of the lineup has 5 hits, so those guys doing a lot of damage. This guy has 2. He's batting in the 3rd spot, Alex Zerfus. 2 singles for him, also 2 strikeouts for the right fielder. That one way upstairs. Jacob Shaw able to get a ground out from Callahan, a strikeout to Hum, and then gave up a single and a walk to Smelko and Jeremiah. That's who's on 2nd and 1st, respectively. 7-2 our score here, top of the 8th. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein with you. Caden Kirkhack running your cameras tonight. And the pitch on the way is on the outside corner for a ball and a strike. So Hastings will gladly take the day off tomorrow, just kind of recoup mentally and physically after 4-game losing streak coming into this one. And they're 6 out of the way from making that 5 games in a row. What a difference a week makes. About a week ago, they were in first place. Swung on and missed on that one. It goes to 1-2.
We're in first place most of the first half of the year and are going to finish, in all likelihood, in 4th.
And how many 1-run games have they lost this year? There's been a few.
Yeah.
Especially on the road.
2 straight 1-run games yesterday, which really hurt. Had a couple of 1-run losses to North Platte.
Pitch on the way here from Jacob Shaw. That one fell off first base side. We'll do the 1-2 again. 2 on here. 7-2 our score, but 2 outs in the 8th. So you look through the schedule for the Busters. Again, we mentioned they will take on Casper starting on Thursday, and then back here for July 4th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here for the Pioneers. And on upstairs, it goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jacob Shaw, third pitcher of the day, trying to get through 2 outs here to the Pioneers. He got right through the first 2 guys and then laboring here to get the third out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jacob Shaw. Good battle here with Alex Zerfus. Zerfus has 2 hits on the day. This is popped up. Right center field. Who's going to call it? That is going to be Kennedy. He does make the one-handed grab. And no harm, no foul. They get no runs on 1 hit and no errors. 1 left on base. At the end of 7.5, it's 7-2. Pioneers. Busters coming back down the last 6 outs. This is Sod.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Welcome back to Sod Buster Baseball. Busters trailing 7-2 here in the 8th. I'm Josh Salmon. That's Steve Stein. Busters have to get the bats going. They have 6 hits on the day, but just the 2 runs to show for it. And you look at the lineup here, or the scorecard for Hastings. I see 5 guys left on base. And again, those are missed opportunities you talked to Luke Bay about, and he talks about missed opportunities, and there's some there. 2 left on in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th for Hastings. And those could turn into runs very easily.
And you look at it, particularly when they happen, with Sod Busters getting first and second, nobody out in both the 5th and the 6th, and unable to score either of those frames.
So for Hastings, it'll be Watson, Garcia, Quigley to up here, 4, 5, 6. Out there for his second inning of work is Ignacio Radney Reynoso. Swung on and missed, strike 1 to Watson. Watson 0 for 3, reached on an error and fly out twice to the outfield. Busters just having a hard time here with. He thought when they were still 5-2 back in the 5th inning, he thought, okay, got a chance to get back in this thing. But then that 2-run error, by 2 errors actually, by the right fielder out there, and really turned the corner and kind of took the wind out of the sails here of Hastings, at least thus far. Radney Rosso, ahead in the count against Jacob Watson. And the 0-2 pitch coming up. Swung on and missed and struck him out on 3 straight pitches. 1 down here for Hastings in the 8th.
And Reynoso's the real deal. Pretty good stuff here. He's a junior college player, Trinidad State JUCO out of Colorado from the Dominican Republic, and probably trying to draw some eyes and look for his next college chance.
2 strikeouts for Reynoso. Excuse me, make that 3 now for him. And that brings up Danny Garcia. Danny, second baseman tonight. He's been on base twice, 2 hits for Danny Garcia. Pitch on the way here. Ooh, that was close. 1 ball, no strikes. I misspoke earlier. Casper series starts Friday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so the Busters off the next 2 nights, which is good for them. Regroup and come back and play Casper for 3 before returning on Monday at the 4th of July. And that one in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Casper Place, they had success early in the year. Now it's almost an entirely different team. Had a lot of replacement players there to begin, and still waiting to get their kind of front-line players in, but did win 2 of 3 against the Horseheads to begin the year.
That one in the dirt. It goes 2-1 here on Danny Garcia. Busters were leading most of the season, at least in the top 2 for majority of the first half of the season. And then 4-game losing streak, and things really turned here in a week for Hastings, trying to find their footing to begin the second half, which starts for them on Friday, at Casper. Swung on and missed on that one. Garcia. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Reynoso's got some good stuff. He's had the good fastball, and his breaking ball bottom just drops out of it.
We'll see if we can get a speed on one of his fastballs here when it comes in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And Reynoso pitch. Chopper, shortstop. Going to have to hurry to get across the diamond to Garcia, and it's going to be safe. Scooped over there, and not able to come up with it is Callahan. Ruled that an infield single.
Well, I tell you what a play, though, for Lopez. That had some stuff on it. Lopez barehanded it, realizing that was the only chance he had to get Danny Garcia, and Garcia aboard with his 3rd hit of the day. The offensive highlight for sure is he has 3 of the 7 hits for the Sod Busters, who trail it 7-2.
2 of those are infield hits. Dallin Quigley, he knows what an infield hit is. He's extremely fast, but has not been on the base pass yet at all today. Usually he finds a way to get on, hit by a pitch or walk or something, but he has not been on the base pass. He's 0 for 3. So Radney Reynoso checks the runner at first. Busters down by 5 here in the 8th, 7-2. Pitch on the way. Quickly back up the middle. As soon as I speak, he's now on base. So DQ with the single, and there's still only 1 out.
Big chance here for Hastings. They have stranded 7 in the game, but they get back-to-back hits from Garcia and Quigley, and now's the time to make some hay as Sod Busters trying to battle here with 8 outs to go in this one.
Last time Busters had 2 hits in a row was the 3rd inning, Kennedy and Matson. So now Fred Bond comes up. Bond has grounded to a double play, struck out, and popped out. He's due. And Radney Rosso, checks that we called a ball. So 2 on here for the Busters. Checking his runners, taking his time there is Reynoso. That one back up the middle, off his glove, but right to the shortstop. Let's see if they can get 2 out of it. No, they overthrow it and not able to go home as that one ricocheted right back to the first baseman Callahan, so you can't buy a break, but that was luckily not a double play.
Yep, it ends up going 1-6 because it bounced off the pitcher's glove to force Dallin Quigley. Garcia ends up at third base, and Fred Bond aboard on a fielder's choice as he's hit hard balls, but at the shortstop every time he's been retired when he's put the ball in play.
I think Radney Rosso, if he wouldn't have got a hand on that, it might have hopped into center field. So Reynoso, runners on the corners here for the Busters with Blake Burrows up. Burrows' second time hitting tonight. That one right to the second baseman. Ooh, that eats him up at second. Busters will score a run. Bond going first to third. A nice piece of hitting there by Blake Burrows. First pitch he sees about takes the head off of the second baseman, Garcia. And Busters have another one on the board. It's now 7-3.
And it was Blake Burrows getting the job done with Tegan Tamiya coming up, and that allows Garcia to come in and scores. The Sod Busters not done yet, down by 4. They'll have first and third here, and a big at-bat coming for Tamiya as the Sod Busters trying to make a comeback.
Little late rally here perhaps. Busters trail by 4, but Tegan Tamiya has got 2 hits tonight. Stolen base for him as well. Doing a real good job in the 9th position in the batting order. Runners on the corners here. 1 in for Hastings. And 2 outs, though. So see if Busters can get a 2-out rally. It's their turn, I think.
An odd night that the Sod Busters, all of their runs have come with 2 outs.
That is interesting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reynoso's pitch coming up. And that one inside. Gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for Burrows to go. Good job there. Keeping it in front of him was Weisner. So you had a strikeout by Watson. Garcia singled. Quigley singled. And then you also had Blake Burrows with a single. 1 run in here. Garcia stands on third base. Burrows on first. Good speed on the base pass here for the Busters. They trail 7-3, and that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Danny Garcia. That one's 75 miles an hour, and that's a breaking ball for Reynoso. He's been bringing some cheese before that. When you get a clock on his fastball. We had one at 80 earlier, but I know he's been throwing faster than that even. The 1 ball, 1 strike count coming up. That one, the bottom fell out as well. So goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Tegan Tamia. Tamia trying to keep the inning alive here. Busters have a mini rally going on with 1 run in. First score they've had since the 3rd inning of the game. 7-3 our score. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for Hastings. Lazy throw over first. And he could have kicked that one over there just as fast. No pickoff move whatsoever on that. Just stepped off and be like, hey, I'm going to throw it over there first. Okay. Especially with Blake Burrows over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch coming up here from Reynoso. Tamia goes down on strikes. That one was 74 miles an hour. And Busters leave 2 on. They score 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and yet another 2 guys left on base. That's officially 7 tonight for Hastings. And the 8th inning is done. 7-3 right now, 9th inning coming up. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
The Adams County Visitors Bureau is the perfect place to start your Hastings experience. Hastings is the birthplace of Kool-Aid. See the Kool-Aid exhibit at the Hastings Museum along with many other exhibits and a planetarium. Enjoy the historic housing district, strolling through downtown parks, and beautiful shops. Whether you're visiting or you live here, the Adams County Visitors Bureau will help you find what you're looking for, from places to eat, things to do and see, to places to stay. Ask the Adams County Visitors Bureau at visithastingsnebraska.com.
Nebraska Realty is a homegrown company that is deeply invested in the communities it serves. They are the largest independent real estate brokerage in the state with over 950 agents serving communities all across Nebraska. Nebraska Realty operates on the same principles and values as the people of this state: honesty, hard work, community, and people. They recently opened an office in Hastings and are excited to be part of the community and do their part in helping it thrive. See what Nebraska Realty can do for you at nebraskarealty.com.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. We have another pitching change, and it looks like David Rudgrove is going to be out there for the Sod Busters, 4th pitcher of the night. And I can tell Rudgrove with the mustache when he comes out and recognize the stash there. So for David Rudgrove, night was done there for Jacob Shaw. 4th pitcher for Hastings here tonight, and use these guys up. You got 2 days off. Why not try to get some outs here and try to get back in this team? Busters did come up with 1 run, but not enough after leaving 2 more on base.
As David Rudgrove, an opportunity to work an inning, making his 8th appearance. He's thrown 11 2/3 innings, allowing 6 runs on 9 hits. He has struck out 12. He's walked 10. Comes in with a 3-1 record, an ERA of 3.85 for David Rudgrove. So he's going to be going against 3, 4, and 5 for Western Nebraska here in the 9th.
Well, last time he pitched, he was roughed up by the Moo here on June 22nd at Duncan Field. He only went to 2/3 of an inning, giving up 4 earned runs in that one on 3 hits, walking 3 while striking out 3. So for the Pios here in the 9th inning, it's going to be Weisner, Lopez, and Walsh due up. They have a 7-3 lead. So Declan Weisner, the catcher, comes up here. And first pitch in there for a strike. For Weisner, batting .316 on the year. Today he is 1 of 4. Runs scored. David Rudgrove trying to have a much better outing than he did last time. Swung on and missed on that one. And down in the count 0-2 here is Weisner. Yeah, you mentioned all the hits in the first 3 guys. The second half, basically from batters 4 down in the order, 3 hits combined for the Pioneers. So it's been the top of the order tonight. Guys doing things. The 0-2 coming up here from David Rudgrove. And pitch. Swung at him. It's got him. 3 pitches. And, no, did he say that's a foul ball? I guess that's a foul ball. Wow. Okay. Looks like he's missed it. But they are calling that a foul ball. In fact, the 6 through 8 hitters have only been on base twice with 2 walks for the Pioneers. So it's definitely been the top of the order. The first 5 guys have done all the damage. That one popped up. Shallow right field. Burrows gives chase. Slams on the brakes. Makes the catch. And there's 1 out. So fly out to right field there for Weisner. Brings up Isaac Lopez. Lopez is 3 of 5 in the contest. Busters would love to see you here on July 4th. It's a 5:05 game, so it gives you plenty of chance to enjoy some baseball and then head to your fireworks And do what you're going to do with your 4th of July. Wear your patriotic stuff. We love to see that out here at the ballpark. Should be a fun time. Isaac Lopez comes up here, the shortstop. David Rudgo comes set. And the pitch on the way is a strike. If you look ahead to the bottom of the 9th for the Sod Busters, we're going to have back to the top of the order. It'll be Kennedy, Matson, and Duddleson scheduled up. First, we're trying to get out of this inning. They still trail by 4. Don't want to allow any more. There is one out. Here's the 0-1. And fouled that one off there did Isaac Lopez. So Rudrow just bringing the heater here. Went 4 pitches and got Weisner to fly out. So now Isaac Lopez down the count 0-2. Lopez steps out of the box, regroups for a second. So Buster the mascot's waiting until Garcia got back in the box. Or Lopez, excuse me, and then start hitting the cowbell again. Swung on and missed on that one. Got him on the slider. Have a seat, Isaac Lopez, 2 down.
Great to see David Rudger. A nice little bounce back performance for him. 2 up, 2 down, trying to set this squad down in order and give the Sod Busters a chance, as they'll need 4 to tie in the 9th inning.
PK Walsh comes up. Walsh walked back in the first and is 0 for 3 since. PK Walsh. Not a name you hear too often. PK. Left fielder. Maybe it's Perry. Perry Kevin.
You've got to find out from the well. I guess we don't call a game tomorrow, but we've got to find out from the radio guy what that's got to stand for something.
Yep. I don't know what it is. Paul something. Pitch on the way. That one's outside. Maybe it's a family name. I don't know. 2 balls and no strikes. PK is not something you hear too often. 2 balls, no strikes. David Rudgo went right through the first 2 batters of the inning. This is where the Busters have struggled this season, trying to get that 3rd out sometimes. Rudgo, see if he can do it here. And that one fouled off by Walsh, and it's 2-1. So, come on out to the ballpark. I recommend the burgers. I had one of the burgers for the first night here at the concession stand tonight. And, what a terrific job over there Tim does with the concession stand. Those burgers were unbelievable. It's juicy. Anything you're going to get better than a drive-thru. Way better here. And cheaper. Swung on and missed on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Plans to make the military game on July 6th as well. That's going to be an awesome game. Traveling military baseball team. Never seen anything like that before. And there might be special Sod Buster uniforms, I heard.
Ooh, that's cool.
2 balls, 2 strikes on that one. On this one, and that one popped up first base side and out of play.
I know one of the years they had the camo uniforms that they had, and they auctioned those off. I think, yep. I tried to purchase one and did not win.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I got one, and I actually re-gifted it to my friend Jared, who watches all the games.
Oh, very cool.
Because I have another Sod Buster jersey. Here's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and outside corner, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in a row. A nice inning there for David Rudgo. Busters got some work to do coming up in the bottom of the 9th, down 7-3. This is Sod Buster Baseball. Stick around.
Get the latest in news, sports, and local interest stories with the Hastings Tribune. The Tribune's award-winning staff provides you with the best in local content, from the news you need to amazing photographic moments to the latest in Sod Buster baseball news. Check out the classifieds, browse the business directory, and more. The Hastings Tribune, always a good read. Pick up the latest issue or subscribe today. Both print and e-editions are available. HastingsTribune.com. The Hastings Tribune, a proud sponsor of Sod Buster Baseball.
I like it, Sod Busters. Come on, let's pump it up. It's rally time.
Who needs synchronized swimming when you have synchronized dugout dancing? That's what I'm going to call that. And Chris Mazzini seems to always lead that dance, too. down there in the dugout. So having a good time with the guys, but they are trailing 7-3. Got some work to do here. Back to top of the order for Hastings in the ninth. Kennedy, Madsen, and Duddleston.
Number 12, Garrett Kennedy.
So between those guys, there's only 2 hits combined. Busters have 8 hits in the game, but just 3 runs to show for it. 4 errors for Hastings. And I'll double check that. Actually, 3 errors. Scoreboard's wrong. Once I said it, I knew it was wrong. Double check. Andy's Chase's official stats. Garrett Kennedy had an infield single back in the third. He's 1 of 4. And takes the first pitch in there for a strike from Reynoso. Pitch coming up here from Ignacio Radney Reynoso. That one hit to left field. Underneath it, making an easy catch is PK Walsh, and 1 down.
Trying like heck to figure out what PK stands for. It is P period K period.
Yeah.
I have so it stands for
names.
something. Yep.
Yeah.
And looking back at San Mateo, California, his high school, but well, his first name is Patrick. Looks like Patrick, but I'm not sure what the middle name is.
Okay,
So
well, very good.
Yep, all right.
That's good detective work there.
Mhm.
Trevor Madsen comes up. A big 2 RBI single back in the second for him. My grandpa's name was AF. No periods. Didn't stand for anything, but that was his name. And that one low. He was born in I think 1920, so went by Shorty. He was not tall either. It wasn't one of those pun things. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. And that one in there for a strike.
And I apologize to PK because he probably goes by PK because he doesn't like Patrick.
I don't see anything wrong with Patrick.
So I don't either, but
I mean, SpongeBob's his best friend. Come on.
Yep. Maybe that's the reason why.
I know. I had to go there. I'm such a jerk. 1 ball, 1 strike. And pitch in there, strike 2 to Madsen. Direct all letters, care of Sod Buster Baseball to Josh Salmon. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And Reynoso's 1-2 offering to Trevor Madsen is smoked to shortstop. And right there is Lopez across the diamond. It's a hopper or 2 to the first baseman, Callahan, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, it looked like he was just, I'm going to give my first baseman an opportunity to dig one out. Because it just kind of looked like he lazed it over there and still had time to get out Madsen. And Ryan Callahan, good job of getting the 1 hopper. Use the turf to your advantage sometimes.
So it brings up Sawyer Duddleston. Buster's last breath of hope here in this game. Trying to not lose 5 in a row. And North Platte was hoping that Western Nebraska would lose tonight for the standings. But as you said, Western Nebraska has led that series. Is that right?
Yeah, won 4 out of 6.
Yeah. So a pretty good chance they'll win the first half. Either way, here is the 1-0. First pitch swing, second pitch swinging. Duddleston deep to center and catches it, and that is the ball game. Busters lose this one 7-3. We'll recap some numbers and come back. This is Sod Buster Baseball from Duncan Field.
Sod Buster Baseball today, and a disappointing end to the first half of the season for the Hastings Sod Busters as they dropped their 5th straight today, 7-3. And the story of this game was the first 2 innings, really, as Jake Schroeder came out, didn't throw too poorly, but Western Nebraska found the places where Hastings wasn't. Scored a run in the first and added 4 runs in the second inning. 5-run deficit, just too big a hole to claw out of. Hastings did get 2 back in the third to make it 5-2, but a really disappointing 6th when the Sod Busters had him 2 up and 2 down. A couple of singles, and then on that second single, it got by an outfielder. There were 2 errors on the play, which allowed both of those runs to score. As Western Nebraska, they are going to pour the Gatorade on their head coach because they, my friends, have just won the first half of the Independence League Nebraska Land Division title. They tie North Platte, but they won the first half series 4-2, so they are automatically going to be in the playoffs at the end of the year. And their coach gets a little bit wet right there, Antonio Garcia. Congratulations to Western Nebraska. Too much for the Sod Busters today, as the final score is 7-3. Sod Busters hoping to play spoiler. If they would have won, you would have had North Platte finish a full game in front of Western, and North Platte would have won the first half. But that's the way things go. And so the Sod Busters just try to put the last few games behind them and now start afresh on Friday when they play a 3-game series at Casper, a place where they won 2 of 3 to open the season. For the Sod Busters, like I say, falling down 5-0. I mentioned that disappointing 6th inning that was sandwiched around a 5th and a 6th where the Sod Busters had a great opportunity. They had big chances, first and second, nobody out. In the 5th inning, and did not score. First and second, nobody out in the 6th inning, and did not score. Didn't score again until the 8th. A leadoff single from Danny Garcia. Dallin Quigley followed that with a single. After a fielder's choice grounder, it was Blake Burrows with a pinch hit RBI single to bring home 1 run. That made the score 7-3 at the time, and that's where we would end. 7-3 is the final. Western Nebraska gets the win. 7 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Pios. Hastings has 3 runs on 9 hits. They commit 3 errors in the contest. As we look at some of the individual numbers in this one, Sod Busters did have a couple of multi-hit games. I mentioned Danny Garcia goes 3 for 4 with a run score. Tegan Tamia, 2 for 4. He scored a run today. Garrett Kennedy, 1 for 5. He scored a run. A hit for Trevor Matson. He had that big 2-run double. Goes 1 for 4 on the day. Blake Burrows comes into the contest as a pinch hitter. Ends up going 1 for 2 with a run batted in for the Hastings Sod Busters. Pitching-wise, Jake Schroeder, the first 2 innings, he'll take the loss. 7 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. He ended up striking out 1 and walking 2. One of the highlights today, the pitching performance of Drew D'Ambra. D'Ambra works 5 innings, allows 2 runs, 1 of them earned on 4 hits, struck out 7, didn't walk anybody. Great outing for Drew D'Ambra. Jake Shaw, a scoreless inning, as he allowed no runs on 1 hit, striking out 1 and walking 1. And then David Rudgrow, a nice bounce-back performance for him, as he pitches 1 inning, allows no runs on no hits, and strikes out 2, a 1-2-3. 9th inning there for David Rudgrow. So some silver linings in this loss, and Hastings ends up falling by a score of 7-3. So Hastings ends the first half at 14-13. Western Nebraska goes 17-10. North Platte 17-10. Fremont still playing their game. They were trailing at last report. Nebraska prospects off today. The other half, Badlands had already clinched. They were playing Canyon County today. Badlands at 16-11, Canyon County 14-12 coming into the day. Spearfish at 10-17, Casper 10-18, and Gem City 8-20 in their first year of existence. And wrapping up the first half schedule here today. And for the Sod Busters, tomorrow's game has been canceled. They will try to make that up during the second half of the season at some point. So you may see the Pioneers come back and play a doubleheader at some time. But no game tomorrow. Next outing for the Sod Busters will not be until Friday. They'll go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then they'll have an opportunity to come back Monday. It's a 4th of July game as Hastings takes on the squad from North Platte. 5:05 start time. Come on out. You can get your baseball in and then go watch the fireworks show of your choice. But the Hastings Sod Busters end up falling here today by a score of 7-3. And it looks like Luke Bay and the assistant coach Chris Ceballos out visiting with representatives of the Western Nebraska coaching staff at this time. So we're not going to be bringing you a post-game coaches' interviews. That'll do it for our broadcast. A big thank you to Josh Salmon. And for our producer today, Caden Kirkak, final score once again, it was Western Nebraska 7 and Hastings 3. I'm Steve Stein.